to get the job here done versus Paris. But again, it is still early in the stage. And it's also still early in the day. Still Chicago home series. We got a lot of matches to come. Up next, though, it is going to be the LA Thieves taking on the Seattle Surge. Both teams off of a roster change. Who can come away with the dub? We'll have to find out when we join you after this break.
This is the game of basketball. Poetry in motion. It breaks hearts, bends minds, and drops jaws. And it keeps us wanting more.
Well, excuse you.
That's devotion. That's bigger than basketball. That's game.
Not all 5G networks are created equal.
What the fuck happened to my internet, man?
T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network.
With you. Who'd it? Who's Mark Ian? Hula Famer?
Download now.
Time to eat my food. Yeah. What?
Hello and welcome to our T-Mobile 5G weekly drop game. Excited. We've got a lot of changes going on across the league and looking forward to seeing how they play out. It'll be myself, Maven, and Merc taking you through the action for our next
Yo,
two
Green, what's up,
matches.
baby?
And Joe, we've got a huge match coming up, and
What's
all
up,
I've
baby
seen you
boo?
do is playing on your phone. What are you doing, bud?
Oh, like you said, it's the weekly drop game, and this week T-Mobile's giving you a chance at an ultimate gaming loadout, including a custom gaming chair with your gamer tag, brand new gaming monitor and keyboard. And texting, I mean, it's just so easy. You just gotta text TMO loadout to 313131.
What's up, Green?
Be entered. So pretty simple. Just getting that in. Like you said, I'm just trying to win.
Fantastic stuff. No, good stuff. Good stuff. I actually today, speaking of getting stuff in, we got texted a reminder to do our predictions, and it literally locked because I was in the middle of it. So I got like 1.5 games in.
I always forget on the weekends, honestly.
Yeah, no, I do too. I struggle. I usually do with my stream like you do now. But let's get into it. We're ready to get rocking. A change coming in for Thieves. I think we're all excited to see if they can get back
Green,
to
is
some
the
of
volume
that
okay?
success they saw
Can you
with
hear me-
TJ
can
in
you
the
hear me pretty
roster.
good?
Let's go ahead and look at the squad. LA Thieves.
Man, that sure looks good, man.
Our favorite Hobbit has found the one ring to rule them all, Joe, and
Yes,
TJ is back in the roster.
Well, they're hoping that they can win a ring, right? That's really the key. He's trying to chase it. He's getting after it. As you said, TJ
Just
back
chilling,
in the lineup.
having fun.
Kenny draws Venom. You know, I
Bro,
think
look
some
at the
people
bacon
were
on this
maybe
bitch.
surprised, maybe not, because they found
at
a lot
that.
of success with
That's
TJ.
just
You look at
bacon.
the Major 2 run
it's
into the beginning
amazing.
of stage 3. They were forming to be a top 4 team. Then Hook comes out on the market, and it's a no-brainer. But things just didn't click. And they said, you know what? We were doing really well. Let's go back to that formula.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious there's stuff going on behind the scenes that we all don't know the details of. It's been kind of a roller coaster for this roster, but fact is they picked up Hook. He's out. They're trying to find the success they once had. DJ's back into it. But now on the other side of it, a squad that didn't manage to find a win in all of last stage, desperately looking to get off the losing track, Seattle Surge.
fire coming in, but can Pristini win the 2? No. He does. That's 3 straight.
He's trying to get out there. He challenged and he wins it.
They were alright, Green. It was pretty ass towards the end.
Looking to find a few more, but Gunless absolutely rips his way through the 3 of them.
Towards the very end, it wasn't very good.
For Seattle Surge, Classic now in on the rosters. They're trying to find the recipe for success. And speaking of success, I mean, Classic has found some with some of these guys in the past.
I mean, he's won championships with Octane. He's won championships with Gunless. It was only one, but yeah, I mean, you kind of said it. Classic is just a player who I feel like he just makes the game a little bit easier, puts a lot of pressure on the map, and just kind of goes with the flow, does what he has to do. And speaking of rings, you saw Pristini kissing his right there. He knows he's a world champion. But you know, for Seattle, you are in last in the CDL points. It's almost like their playoff starts now. It is all about the energy right from the get-go.
Well, let's get right into the game keys to victory. We're going to start it off with Seattle Surge.
Well, focus on respawns this stage. Stage 3 respawns 2 in 14. Horrible. Abysmal. 2 and 8 in hardpoint. 0 and 6 in control. Classic Pristini get on the same page early on. And I want to see the Pristini that we saw in stage 2. There's a big difference there from stage 2 to stage 3. He's got to get back to that form. That's when they were at their best. And like I said, it's desperation time. Right out of the gates, they have to play with high intensity.
And for Pristini, he's had, think of the wide range of duos when you think of play styles at the other sub. Because we know how important that is and how different it can change. We talked about it with the scene going down with
or
Hydra.
multiplayer.
I mean, he's had what? He's had a BZ,
yeah.
he's had Scump.
Maybe
he's
like
had
starting off with
Looney,
Warzone in the morning.
now
doing
with
it for like
Classic, I
2-3
mean, they're
hours,
so
and then going to
drastically
multiplayer.
different when it comes to play styles. He's got to adapt,
Maybe.
though, put up numbers.
100%. I mean, similar to with Looney, I think Classic's that guy should set him up for success.
You would think so. Now let's look at the game field keys to victory for the LA Thieves. Joe.
I want to see a motivated TJ. Listen, it's a quick trip to the bench, but it's a wake-up call. And there was a reason, by the way, he went to the bench. Stage 3, look at these stats. They were not good, especially in hardpoint and search and destroy. Back to the old system, a lot of their success relied on Draza and Kenny. You have to see high performances from those two today and take advantage of Seattle's weak control. Thieves, that was their best game mode in stage 3 at 6-2. Again, 0-6 in control for Seattle throughout that stage.
Bro, you
Yeah,
snore?
part of me wonders with TJ if I don't know if this is the case exactly, but
Chiefy.
I don't know. Was he maybe a guy that didn't think he could get dropped or benched? Like, he's had so much success in the past. He's won tournaments. I know he's been up and down at times, but you
My
gotta
man
think
is
this
dead
has
ass
to be a
snoring on
wake-up
the
call of
phone.
some kind. It has to be.
It was. I mean, I think immediately after
Papa
that,
might
I
be
saw
kinda
him
cool.
playing in 8s almost every single night. Still, I think that is a big focus for me. For the LA Thieves, you know, we just thought with Hook that they had a star in the subs and they were lacking. When you look at the teams at the top, their sub power is very strong. They were doing a little bit differently, so we'll see now. Can TJ and Venom maybe step it up a level?
Now, you talked about the respawn stats for Surge, but one map where they've been solid has been our map 1 Apocalypse. They're 3-2 on that. You know, you and I were talking about it. Maps like that or Garrison Control, why is it that they find success there?
Well, I think you have Gunless, who can be one of the true flexes in our league. He can run that third 74U, right? We have like the Priest of Rocker, and I think a map like Apocalypse lets him do that if they want to play around that style. He's a guy that can take over with any weapon.
Hang on, Green.
It just feels like if they're going to get this win, this is a map they need to take. With how poor the respawns been, could it improve a lot with Classic? Absolutely, but this is one of your stronger respawns. You need to come in and take it. On the other side of it, we don't know if Thieves are going to mesh immediately like they did before. How do you think that? It was a weird situation. Like, they were starting to click. Like, they were looking so good. The change happens. Do you think they get right back to it?
I mean, it may take some time. There might have been some changes just for the couple of weeks that they were playing with Hook, but I mean, it wasn't that long, so their system should still be there with TJ.
You would hope so, right? You would hope so. Well, we'll see how they get started off against one of Surge's better maps here in Apocalypse. Starting on the strong side will be Thieves. And Surge will desperately try to break and get through, but Classic, before he can even get across, just getting it peeled, and it's a nice opening from Thieves.
And well, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see Gunless run that third 74U. We'll see what Kenny and Draza decide to do if they're going to match it. We've also seen some success with double Krigs. But LA Thieves off the start, a nice start, getting some early time. You see Draza, number 7. he's making sure nobody overextends towards that long side to try to flip those spawns. But all the pressure going to be on Venom right now. Seattle Surge just trying to get some map control.
Yeah, and Venom has been, you know, we were worried about him when he first joined the team. He was with lowest KD in the league for quite some time, and then he really turned it around. When the change came through, he's been impressive as a player and excited to see what he's going to do now that they have this core back together again. But for pressure on the other side of it, Christini, when he's been good, he's been great. Can he find that form again? And the guy you talked about that has the ability to prop off here.
If prop up was a match, I think I'd flip a shit if they put that as a match.
Down. Draza finds all the
because
kills,
it's like, how would you
and they're
play
gonna be
it?
set up early.
No, how would you like
mid
compete
map
in
and
it?
helping funnel them all through that front push.
Yeah, I mean, you see the map control. They're going to funnel them, as you said, right there. But they're going to pinch this. Seattle Surge may spawn all the way in the back deep. Okay, so they're still going to spawn safe. TJ's going to be back there. But Draza is just roaming the map. Look at this map control from LA Thieves. This is ridiculous. You have two players around the chicken right now. Kenny and Draza just roaming. They are slaying. You're already, what, 25 seconds left. Seattle Surge, they're thinking about rotating already.
Yeah, they're going to need to. I mean, we've seen the flip come in early on the first hard point. We've seen it get broken, but Thieves were on the strong side, and they took advantage of that. I mean, absolutely. They're going to come out to a nice, healthy lead, but this is where Surge, that was probably as like controlled as we've seen it, right? Like there was never a moment of, I don't know, any kind of panic or worried through those first two.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can get a player all the way towards the back ruins who may try to, you know, get those spawns in. Sometimes you even have a contest with some trades through the front, but no, nothing like that. That was beautiful by LA Thieves.
Yeah, just super clean. Surge is time to answer, and Octane trying to get it done. He's on 4 in a row now. This is the point where you really start to get quick progression towards those streaks.
It really would be funny though. I mean, you're not gonna lie though,
well,
Green. Imagine trying to be a prop hunt and like trying to
Octane looking
commentate
over
on that.
Classic as he's playing in front of him.
Bruh.
Yeah, those two, a lot of history. Again, Octane looking for those streaks, but does get cut down. But much needed hill out of Seattle Surge. Slow down LA Thieves because they were running all over the map. Only down 30 seconds now. Draza trying to get some map control. Seattle Surge with 10 seconds left. Their eyes going to be on that next hill. And the one following is Octane going to get set up on this hurdle. You have Classic, who's going to have all the pressure towards the back. And this looks like a pinch setup. But Brissini, he's going to find that first kill. The other players from LA Thieves going to try and go through that chicken coop. But so far, so good. Seattle Surge, this has been a great response.
Yeah, this has been beautiful. They're right back into the game. Now the pressure on Thieves to get the break. The hot start has come to a halt. Let's go to an Astro Listen-In with Thieves.
Front. You're right, front, I'll get. Sam might be close street. Hey. We can just go front. Left. Hey. On top B5 challenge, they can be pushed out low left. Yeah, come low left. I'm looking in coop. Go left. In coop, press any. Back coop, one shot. I'm telling you. You could be still in. I did it. Still back coop, somebody press any. Time dead. I'm on time. One more time. I'm out of the back. One shot. He's top. He went up top. I'm top. He's top. Back up. Hurry up. Just one on half wall, bro. Give me in the back. I can't help you. I'm top B5. I can't help you in the back if you need it. I'm pushing out Lily. Back maps, Carlos. In top maps. Flash one elbow. Fake flash. Trying to kill. Don't pursue you. One down. Shoulder. Trying shoulder. I don't see any top. Top DT. Sam, what's top DT? He's gonna spawn up. He's late. Okay, I should spawn him back. I spawned out deep. He's still top TV. Top TV's not. Top TV. He's from B5. One time. I spawned top. Time. Wait. I'll pick it right this one. Spawn kill. Left you. Challenge. Yeah, I can help y'all left. Sam, go dark right. I got one. I trust man, that's low. Close. Absolute close, Prestini. I get right. Take on hold. One shot. Okay, right. And then. Nice. More gunners. It might be just one zone. And Octane, I think. It's AR there. I'm top TVs, bro. They can be mid. I'm top TVs. I'm playing cool. I'm top B5. I may be hitting y'all left. Yeah. I got one low. Another one low. 2 more low. I had a low cross right now. He crossed top TV. Top TV. Low. Top TV. Nick. Nothing getting right. I'm about to get it up. From us. And what's Helly do? I help in a second. I'll see Helly. He's from Matt. From Matt. Two of them. I'll stand from Matt. They didn't tell me. You're right. From Matt. Middle. And Matt's the top TVs, bro. Top Matt. Two top Matt. Two on that. In the back. Okay. I'm looking right.
Yeah, I'm gonna confirm with you.
Okay.
Hey.
Yo,
Yeah, love you,
look
love you,
at the 10, look at the 10.
Well, wow, how the conversation has changed. Where was about Thieves' perfection through the first 2 hard points? Now they're only in this game because of those first 2. Everything else has been Surge. They're working on getting the flip now, but a much better job at the opening hard point.
Yeah, I mean, there was a key moment in that. Listen, that 5th hill, LA Thieves, they were able to break through and they had
the score.
spawns.
I mean, they were up.
But Seattle
80
Surge,
to like
they found a couple of kills. That opened things up. That opens the lead up. Now you have Pristini on 6 in a row, and what a game we're getting from him. 18-8. But LA Thieves do have control right now. Classic, though, on the behind Kenny. This is going to be a 4 versus 2 on the hill. Seattle Surge, they should be able to trade this one out, and they do. And yeah, since those first 2, it's been all Surge.
Yeah, this is like a 160 to 30 run, something like that, right? Because it was, well, it was about 70 to 20, around there, I think, after second.
Yeah,
and
I think
since
around
then,
80.
Just surge. And, well, you're getting eyes on why. Well, this is their pick, and this has been probably their best hard point at 3 and 2, considering the respawn woes. Unbelievable. It's just crazy how much it flips. We were gassing Thieves' opening.
Well, Thieves able to break on in there. I mean, they can do the same thing. Just has to start right now. Only 48 more points needed. Kenny's on a 5 spree. Did Pristini end up earning some streaks? TJ's able to find some more kills. I'm not 100% sure if he did. That would obviously slow things down.
I don't know if he got it either.
But we'll see if Kenny can find some of his own. I have this set up right now, and no streaks on Pristini. So you don't have those streaks. Venom, last one alive, but he'll control over a Seattle Surge.
What kind of play can he make? Well, he gets one before he drops. Might get a call out in, and then his teammates will get there in transition. But now, yeah, you like you said, you have to do exactly what was done to you. Can they do it? As the ARs are heating up, you got 20 and 15 out of Draza, 18 and 15 out of Kenny.
Bro, this game, if LA can bring it back,
and to me, these next 2 hills are kind of where Seattle Surge.
You don't understand a word they're saying? Oh, I do.
Because with LA Thieves controlling the spawns right now, I don't think you're going to try and flip the spawns 40 seconds away. They're going to try and hit this head on time and time again. And then you're going to go over to that statue hill up next, and they're going to try and do the same thing. We'll see if they play for spawns for P5, but so far it's just been straight on going through it. But LA Thieves, they're just going to rotate on over.
What's interesting is you talked about this map being one you'll pull out the 3rd sub and why Gunless is so good here. Draza has had the sub out, and he's leading all subs on Thieves. So seems to be pretty comfortable here, or maybe just the position he plays with it. He's been doing well, but will it be enough?
Staying alive so far. They're trading well. Well, they were up until that point, and now Octane with that 2-piece. By the way, 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the hill. Well, a man has just stayed in the hill. This is like prime Octane right now. Everyone's slaying around him. He's just in his power position on the objective.
Dude, that's all I could think about when I saw Classic in front of him. Like, dude, I commentated that for like 5 years. It felt like just Slacked or Classic in front of him as they're flying around and he's shooting everybody over their shoulder. Like, I'm sure there's some sense of comfortability there, but man,
really?
What a run it was after going down big on the weak side start. Surge dominate from that point forward and take our first map. Impressive stuff, and it's a long series, but there have been a lot of good things to feel good for Surge this year. A nice look so far with Classic in the lineup.
Yeah, 100%. But I think the key here is Pristini. When they were at their best in stage 2, and it really felt like they were getting going, it was behind this guy. I know that's a lot of pressure to put on a man, but it's just the way he plays, the pressure that he can put on the map. And now you have someone like Classic on the team who can keep up with him, play at that same pace, and even be the guy like, hey, I'm just going to go in first. Just follow me up.
Well, that's what we've kind of wondered. We have this conversation all the time with different teams, but like, I don't know, what would be the best for Pristini? Is it him sort of being the bait with a slower, player like Scump or someone finding the kills? Would it help to have a Beezy who might play faster than him? Would it help to have a high IQ player like Looney next to him? In Classic, yeah, maybe you're right. Like, they're just going to be, holding hands, flying around the map. The pacing might work out really well for him. It's going to be interesting to watch that develop over the coming month.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the times what would end up happening is we know the type of player that Looney likes to be is you take a look at that scoreboard. he can be the guy that say, hey, I'm going to take a long route, try to flip spawns. He's going to try to make the high IQ play. So who does then that put the pressure on is like a Gunless and Pristini to have to play at a really high pace. Maybe this helps them out. So far, so good for Seattle Surge.
Yeah, it's one map. We don't have all the answers yet, but so far, so good. We'll see if they can continue over the course of this stage, well, over the course of this series. But nice start. It is a Seattle Surge map 1 win. They're trying to break the longest losing streak we have in the league currently on 7 losses in a row. Can they get the W today? The story continues after this quick break.
We've come a long way, paid our dues, measured by the scoreboard, and valued by social currency. We travel to cities while representing ours, gone from one team to the next, We've taken the battlefield as brothers, as friends, as champions, as kings. We didn't come to play esports, we came to define it.
Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network.
Oh, right now it's free, right? And all of a sudden, huge explosion and it's like, and there's some cold chaos and it's shitty. I was going, no.
Download now.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Unlock a CDL team pack with any purchase on gamefuel.com/CDL while supplies last. Offer ends on August 31st. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Welcome back to the broadcast. If you joined us during the break or maybe hopped in late, it is a Surge victory, a nice comeback. Down early and then just dominant. That pushes them out to, 4-2 on Apocalypse. So that's great, but you start to wonder if you have that same conversation you do with them in control. You know, they've got one good control. They've got like one solid hard point. They got to find others.
Son, you got 4,000 views on this
and I mean, for LA Thieves, you're in a position where you're trying to expand that map pool. They're not really too worried about being top 8 right now. They've been in an okay spot, but we've been talking about TJ versus Hook. Let's take a look at their comparison so far on LA Thieves. What with Hook? I mean, nothing really that different. I mean, the Search and Destroy was better, but you see TJ just under a 1 in basically everything.
Listen, we can't dive into exactly what's going on, but like it was clear, you know, Hook in stage 1 was insane, right? Like he was a monster. Since then, he has not been that player. And I think a lot of us hoped that he would get back to that form. You know, maybe a change of setting with the Thieves team, he would find that. But no, it seems there's a deeper issue there, and he's not going to come in and be that guy. There's no point to have him in the lineup when you had a team that was playing well. So TJ slots right back in, and yeah, I just think you really bank on what we were discussing. And I can't stress enough importance in this. This was really, truly just a bit of a wake-up call for TJ. And I think in the past, we had talked about a TJ or a Dashie when they were with Optic. We talked to Teep a lot that there was a complacency thing, or even like a bit of laziness, or showing up late to practice. Like there were things that were happening. I remember the
pretty good video so far, man. I see you over there.
Does this sort of smack him in the face and get him rolling?
I mean, you would hope so, but map 1 didn't show that, and you kind of had the same issue map 1 that they had, where Venom and TJ just, I mean, they underperformed as sub-machine guns. You said it, Draza was their leading sub in that game 1. They get out slayed, LA Thieves, they lose. But that was Seattle's map pick. Now we go to standoff, search, and destroy. And man, I love this map.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting to be back. You know, I didn't get involved in the casting thing until kind of late in Black Ops 2, but yeah, I mean, from the get-go, when Rambo Ray was taking me through the basics to teach me stuff, like, it was one of the first maps we played, and it's incredible. One of the greatest all time. Obviously, whoa, Octane, bye.
Yeah, Venom, I mean, he just finds a one-on-one, slides on and smokes them. So now you have the post plant, but look at TJ's position as well through the back alley. You have 2 players middle of the map. Draws is able to take him down, but I think TJ's going to secure this round himself. He does. And that was a beautiful, quick round. But, you know, they find, that Seattle Surge is playing around the middle of the map in Courtyard, and this is that opener. I mean, he just slides behind the bomb and smokes Octane.
Yeah, that, yeah, you just lose him for a second, pops up, and you are gone. Nice opening kill. So when you watch the matches that we've had so far this week here, I know the first day both teams played it, or both matchups had it. What stood out to you? Like, what was a bit different versus when you played it years ago?
I think, like, I just remember always playing from inside of A on defense. We would, like, kind of like 2-2 set up it. Right now, there's, as you can see early in this round, there is a lot more mid-map control in this brown building in the middle of the map, and sort of allowing the plants to come in and just retaking at A. Just players know how to adapt, and they're trapping them, and a lot of it in Black Ops 2 was around the sniper play, but Gunless with some nice shots, and now into that 1v1.
That timing, did Venom spot him? I think he saw him. He hit the edge right as he turned. The timing could not be more atrocious or Gunless. That was, he had to have hit that the instant he looked away.
Oh, gosh. He hits those headshots, but yeah, some bad timing on the Venom.
Yeah,
I think we played a lot more defense around A because you couldn't allow bombs to go down, because there was these angles that snipers would have from top green, from the offensive spawn, from top bakery. You just couldn't allow that. Now, without snipers on the map, it changes a little bit. Playing A, you can get trapped into it.
I feel you, Dream.
Okay, well, thank you for the breakdown. I feel you. We'll see how it develops over the course of this year, but I kind of like that it plays a little different. It's nice to have like a map you love back in it, but it doesn't have to be exactly the same as Draza. Nice little angle through the statue. Rips one for the opening kill.
Yeah, that was not.
that wasn't a thing.
That wasn't a thing. I'm sure they'll probably close that gap sooner or later.
Was he alive when you were playing this? I don't even know.
Well, I'm not that old. Come on now.
Well, Venom, he's still on this streak. Some kills could be massive. There's 5 in a row. What a start here from Venom. Not the greatest map one statistically, and just little jump spots to keep Pristini honest. He's at the statue, and there's Venom. He gets the kill, pushes out to 6-0. They're looking good here on standoff.
No, I mean, the last couple of days, I'm sure they're practicing it. It comes in the map rotation. You're playing it in scrims. You have an idea how it's going to play. But then a couple of match days go in, right, Thursday and Friday, and they're just kind of seeing, is it the same looks? What can we change? What's been working for teams? And they can probably adapt off of that. But LADs, it really feels like as soon as this map came into the rotation, they wanted it into their bag. And so far, it's looking good.
What else do they have in the bag of tricks? Well, Search, they went down early in map 1 and came back, but much different conversation here. It would help to get a first blood. So far, Draza, he's got 2 out of 3. One through the statue, and one where he smoked Octane. He's been key for them in openers.
This is kind of more a traditional sort of that 2-2 split. You have one player watching back Galley. Inside of Deli, you have another player. And planning that B bomb is pretty difficult. And then you have these 2 players inside of A trying to work the angles. Seattle Surge is slowly working up the map right now. Gunless trying to find a pick. And Venom is getting that information. So he has an idea that Classic is there. But Pristini was sneaking on up. Now you have TJ and Venom ready for this push.
Another first blood for Thieves. Venom will drop, not going to be streaks there. Trades all over the place, puts this into a 2 versus 2. Bomb has been picked up by Pristini. They have just under 30 seconds. It looks like they're going to track this over to A. If you're Thieves.
Oh my god, bro. You talk about standoff? Yeah, standoff's one of like the best OG maps in my
nice shots
opinion.
from Octane. Big one-on-one win. Draza into the trade. Draza's been the hero early in the round. Can he do it late? Only 7 seconds to go. Octane looking for the gunfight, and he takes it. A one-on-one win for Octane.
Yeah,
he gets both of the final kills, and they're just straight up wins. The one on Kenny, impressive as well.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised with the time on the clock that Draza's even looking for this. I'm surprised. You don't want to maybe move past the tank because he could still be in A looking for the gunfight if you try to back up to that boxes. But maybe if he just prones there at that tank, kind of confuses Octane on where he went, he probably wins that round. But his shoulder's a little too wide. Octane able to clutch it out.
No, good point. I mean, you don't even have to take the fight there, right?
Yeah, time is on your side.
Top and bottom brown control for Thieves. Classic. They line up right in front of them. Both will drop. Nice play from Nicky D to give the 3-2 edge over to Surge. And that's going to be bombed down back alley. And, well, if you take a look at the minimap, that does not look good for Thieves.
No, and look at Octane's position. He has the wrap back, so you're going to have to push through the middle of the street, and they will. You still have some time to work with. You can work some picks. It's a very tight setup. You see, with Gunless, all he's doing is shouldering up top Grandma's house right now. Kenny's going to wrap on back.
Okay, that's the opener. Puts into a 2 versus 2. But they are still just holding that bomb position. They've got to work together. They've got to work together quickly to get this back and get going. I think Draza gets eyes on both. The call out should come in to Kenny. Classic, though, he's lurking. And that'll be the ace for a Classic. The 2 to open the round, the 2 to close it out. Big win for Surge.
Yeah, Draza, I think if he's watching that left angle back alley, he probably gets the shot onto Gunless. But then, yeah, the mantle wall, I mean, you have to mantle it. It's not easy to do, and you can get some horrible timings.
Those were just like 2 freebies for Classic, right? Like the first 2 he like shot in the side as they were looking the wrong way.
Oh my God.
The final 2, one jumps over his head right in front of the other, standing there looking at the other teammate. I mean, great play. Just, yeah, they lined up in both scenarios for him. And they don't have the same 2-2 split. There's an opening for Surge to fly right through, but it's another first blood for Draza. That puts him to 3 through 6 rounds.
Boy, Kenny gets caught. I mean, I thought they were going to trap them through, but Kenny was watching a different angle. They don't know that they're already inside of A. They found one, but Bristini just flies. He just takes the risk. And with that risk, you see his position. Now they're trying to work the flank, but Octane with an elbow to the face of TJ leaves Venom in a 1-on-3.
Oh, he's trying to send him back to the bench for that one. Lays him out. 3 in a row for Surge now. And from Top Bakery, shot on point. The melee on point. Ah! Oh, he was so weak.
And I just think that's on Pristini, man. I mean, it's a risk, but they're down a man, and he just goes. Kenny's thinking nobody's just going to run through to the defensive spawn. Nobody would do that. That's silly, but Pristini's like, I don't really care.
Yeah, they were up 3-0, and now it's 3-3.
Holding that angle, it's a free kill for Kenny. It's a 4-on-2. It's a lot different of a story.
Oh, that was good. That was a good fucking lunch.
And I guess in a way, kind of like the map 1, right?
Even though it's literally 4 o'clock in
Great
the
opening
afternoon,
for
it's lunch
Thieves,
to me because
then
I'll
all
be hungry anyway
Surge.
in a couple hours.
Once Surge got rolling, Thieves could not answer back. And they do it now. In the S&D, Estraza has been the first blood king so far, as he's just finding angles all over the place.
Yeah, my man's got some spots.
I don't think that one works.
If Venom has streaks, he's got an artillery. That's going to connect onto 2.
I thought he died before he got it.
Had that.
I thought he died before he got it.
I didn't think he had it. Yeah,
no,
I did too.
because he got to 6-0. I just didn't realize he grabbed him. Well, that's a much different conversation and one way to bounce back into it. Your artillery getting 2 kills.
Yeah, and they just happen to 3-stack the A site, which is wide open. They can't run away from that. He was probably smiling. Yeah, he saw that. He's like, well, okay, there's 3 there. Calls him in. And that's a way to win a round with a shriek.
I apologize to our observers if you showed that to us and we missed it.
Yeah, I wish there was just like, I don't know.
There at all times,
popped in front of you, popped in front of your face a little bit more.
Draza out of the mix. Octane again, lovely at range, but Kenny, Venom, TJ all bring it back. 4 down.
All right, never mind. Teams are getting it.
That's what I mean. I mean, you're just playing some of these rounds with pace. I mean, Kenny just takes this 1-on-1. Octane's looking at a different angle. He spots Classic as well on this hay bale. Classic's worried about the middle of the map.
Never mind, Thieves got it.
His teammate falls at tank, and they just take it to him.
Well, yeah, as soon as
some of those
Octane falls,
peaks,
like, he's screwed.
Yeah, some of those peaks outside of A, like, that's when you would just have a sniper staring down your throat, right? So, yeah, they're taking those gunfights.
That doesn't sound enjoyable.
No, it's not. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Especially when it was Karma's.
Another first blood for Draza. Venom slides on in. Working the plant, not going to happen. He'll get traded out, but suddenly it's all on Sam LaRue. Can he go big? The beam has been on point, but he's got to clutch up to keep them in this map too. Both are there. The double chow will pay off. And it was, what, 3 in a row for Thieves, 3 in a row for Surge, and 3 in a row for Thieves again. Draza's impact early in the rounds was incredible.
I'm going to throw my plate away.
Streaks on Venom
I'll be right back.
was helpful as well.
Oh. I mean, that was just straight up, like, that reminded me a couple of times when we watched Express when it was added to the rotation. It just felt like there was a couple of teams who may have done a little bit more work on their breakoffs and how they wanted to do their pushes. That was fast from the LA Thieves. The way they took mid-map control away from the Seattle Surge. They were ready for the trades at all times. They knew the positions that they had to be in. It was a great standoff from the Los Angeles Thieves.
Well, so far the Timo weekly drop game is paying off. We were tied up 1-1. An excellent hard point rebound from Surge, and while they bring it back in the S&D, if you are Thieves, some brilliant individual plays, group effort across the board. We're tied up, and well, as you look forward to a control, Joe, that's where it's been very difficult. I mean, I think it's Raid. It's 0-7 for Surge.
Yeah, it's one they played over and over again. But quickly to the scoreboard, and big deal here. I mean, TJ and Venom were the 2 pace setters here, right? What, 18 and 8 from that duo. The sub duo who struggled in map 1 really brought it there in map 2. You'd love to see that. But yeah, as you said, control Raid, I mean, 0-7. But what you don't want to play LA Thieves on Checkmate. LA Thieves is saying, well, we don't want to play them on Garrison. It's their only solid map. So we're going to Raid. And Seattle Surge, can they figure it out this time?
Well, maybe it'll be different. Just remember, you can text 313131 below. This is the Timo weekly drop game, as we'll continue on and see if Classic maybe helps them there. We haven't seen them play. I mean, all we saw was their best hard point, right? We don't know what's going to look like across the rest of the respawns. Do you think there's like I know there's a growing period or a honeymoon period, but it takes a little bit of time to develop. Do you think just because the experience Classic has with these guys in the past that happens?
You guys ever stream?
I just think it's
or even Green. Anybody that is here. We have 5 people right now. You guys ever seen Supernatural?
Really just like
the show Supernatural with Sam and Dean?
Just the guy that he'll do whatever he's got to do. He's just gonna go.
The actual people in real life, the actors are fucking hilarious.
Search and destroy.
Oh my god.
Venom was making plays early. Draza finding the first bloods, and yeah, this is the one where you think Octane maybe has a freebie, and then little slide, little pop. And he is smoked.
But even this round, just the start of this round, how quickly they committed to that. They knew that this could potentially be a setup. A lot of defensive teams going for mid-map control. He takes the one-on-one at A. TJ hits back alley as soon as that happens. Nice reaction from the LA Thieves.
Beautiful stuff. And yeah, I think there's definitely going to be some experience from past standoff that'll help. But at the same time, it's going to be a new learning experience. They're going to find some stuff that works now that maybe didn't. And it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out over the course of this stage. But Thieves, they bounce back. They get the S&D win. Draza on your screen, finding those first bloods. We're tied up 1-1. We'll be back after the break.
Bro, I'm telling you, Green, it's hilarious. There was a TikTok I was looking at where I guess they were playing like rock, paper, scissors or whatever. But like the actor that plays Sam is kind of, he's kind of buff.
They say I've been lucky.
So
not
Dean's like doing the rock, paper, scissors kind of type deal, and Sam is standing up behind the chair because they're in front of a large group of audience. And he's in like a blazer, and he takes it off, and he's like flexing his muscles and everything like that, and he's like kind of playing with them. Dean the guy that plays Dean just gets straight up, starts unbuckling his pants. And the whole crowd, and Sam just starts busting out laughing, walking behind him. And Dean's like, what? It was fucking hilarious. Oh my god, man.
Download free now.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Hello and welcome back, Joe, as we get ready for this map 3. We're going to talk a little bit about Classic, and, you know, he hasn't had the best year, but we're looking for him to answer. I don't know that he's ever a guy that dropped like the craziest KDs. He's always been a high engagement player, though. I mean, the only time I can think where I was like, he's the best in the game was like maybe strike zone domination back in Ghost. The guy was an absolute animal, but
you don't remember the Rampart?
Oh, the Rampart too. Good call. I always go back to strike zone dom for some reason. I just remember him frying there. Still to this day. What is that? 6 years ago? 5 years ago?
7?
7, yeah. It's been quite some time, but you know, you take a look at the stats here. It has been a tough year when you see his ranks overall, but also his squad wasn't finding much success. I guess, Joe, I want to know, like, with this new roster and once again, kind of Octane looking over him, do you think maybe he gets a little bit back to the form that we know of him at times?
The two things I'm looking at here are hardpoint control, and that's right around a 0.9, and that's okay for me. You're going to have an aggressive sub. He's going to be the first guy in. I'm totally okay with that. The problem there is that search and destroy, what was right around, what, a 0.75 or something, and that has always been one of his weaknesses. That is where I'm a little concerned. Adding a player like Classic, where they had a player like Decimated who's known to be such a good search and destroy player, but in terms of respawns, that 0.9, I'm totally cool with it because of the pressure he's going to be putting on the map. That's, though, when you need Pristini, like we saw in that map 1, to really step up.
So do you have, I guess, concerns that this could be like an LG of old?
Yes,
like they get really good respawns, just that they can't figure out the search type thing.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. I think we just heard that a player, unfortunately, had an issue getting into this game. We're going to restart the lobby. We'll get back into it as quickly as we can. But yeah, obviously those rosters were different because you had, it was the Slack Classic Octane trio that were a part of most of those teams, so the respawns would be insane. They're winning like 90% of those and just, you know, couldn't find the success in search. Yeah, maybe with Pristini and Gunless, it's a different story. But guys, we're gonna take a quick break as we get all the players back into the lobby and ready to go. As soon as we can get into game, we'll be back with you. Just a minute.
They say I've been lucky, but ambition is not luck. It's a choice. My name is Cesar Skies Bueno, and I chose to invest in my game.
Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network.
You have come for adventure, but the Barons wants to break you.
Right now it's free, right? And all of a sudden, huge explosions and it's like, stay! And there's some cold chaos and it's shitty. I was going, no! And I'm like, ah! And I'm like, ah!
Download now.
All right, we're right back to it. Quick fix. Players are getting ready to get into the server. I hoped it wouldn't be long, and it wasn't. So, no extended break. We're ready to get back into the action series, tied up 1-1. And Well, I think we're excited to see how this team for Thieves is going to look with TJ back in the lineup. And for Surge, I guess, yeah, you're 0-7 on raid control. Does Classic or some new mindset maybe help the team here and they can find their first win? Because they're looking at what they're on an 0-7 stretch in raid control, 0-7 as far as series go. Like they're trying to break these streaks, and you could knock out a couple of them over the course of this best of 5.
I mean, they did not win one in stage 3. They were 0-6 in control throughout that stage. They didn't win one. So this has to be a focal point of focus for them.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Well, they need to win. Yeah, they're last place in points. So yeah, they need to win.
Yeah, no, desperately.
That's important.
You would think maybe just a little added fire there, considering their position. We'll get right to it. And Venom and TJ going to find nice openers, and right onto the A capture point we go. 3 down instantly for Surge, and now you got to hope this doesn't snowball a bit. Sometimes you lose it like that so cleanly, it turns into a mess very, very fast.
And that can be where it goes wrong, is inside a kitchen, but that's a nice 2 kills by Pristini. Now that you can think about maybe retaking A and putting the pressure on the spawn of LA Thieves. But it looks like you're going to have Classic go all the way around. Kenny off the spawn was trying to pick that one up, but he gets taken down. 2 ticks of progress done. Middle of the map, though, still controlled by LA Thieves. What does that mean? That means as soon as they get done with A, they can quickly transition over to B, but Gunless makes sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think, like you said, Pristini getting 2 and then Gunless there, like it's going to make it, I don't know, so that they have a much better chance. Like it could have been far uglier, right? Now they've got to hold. They've got to hold for a long time still. 2 go down for either team, and Kenny and TJ still trying to work their way up the Tiki, but Octane wants no part of it. Hard to spot in the water, but he's able to hit.
Nice shots. They're just trying to get into their positions, get into that defensive setup. See the position that Pristini was going for all the way up water side, but they can't control the middle of the map right now. So again, you're looking at a player to try to slow down this push. Octane's going to be that guy, and now he's on 5 in a row. Thinking about some streaks on a map like Raid, that would be awesome, but he gets caught.
He slows it down though, right? He staggers it for a moment, but it will be apartment side control back over to Thieves. The step 1 done, as they'll start to build this from courtyard and out towards Tiki. 3 are going to drop. 1 player left is Draza, who's all the way out back Tiki. So that's going to split the focus for a moment here. He's just ripping people out of spots. Great play from Draza. The fact he is still alive, but it was, in a way, kind of a 1v4. Everyone else was coming off spawn.
I mean, we've had a couple of plays. Defensively, you know, it's been Octane, it's been Gunless who have slowed down those sort of, you know, push or setups and the pushes that have been coming in from LA Thieves. Now, right there from Draza, you finally had mid-courtyard control. You were about to get into your setup, but that doesn't happen due to Draza's play. Now you look, you have a minute left, but look at the lives. It's been so crazy in the middle of the map. All the trading, it's never gotten to a point where it's slowed down like we normally see. So it's 8 versus 6.
Well, yeah, that, and it's not like there's been a lot of contest on this point where the clock has stopped, right? Like, it's been moving. It's just been fight after fight after fight. You've got no respawns remaining if you are Surge. Every life. That much more valuable. But the point is moving, and they've got to go. Gunless with the opener. Gunless and Octane able to take down 3. Last guy's going to be top apartment. They're able to hold on. It's going to be a 2 versus 4 now. They get a 4 versus 1. They get the final kill as he just gets obliterated. Wow.
Oh, Kenny hits the nade, and he knows where the last player is in challenges. You saw him smiling right there. He slowed it down for a minute to allow his teammates to come off spawn in the 2v4. You know, you don't want things to get ugly. The nade connects, but I think he just kind of knows. In a 1v4, he said, you know, I'm challenging this guy, and he guns him to secure the round. Nice play out of Kenny.
Well, he'll take a 3 streak now into round 2. But it always feels good to open up a control with an offensive round win. Oh, what does the break look like from Surge? They're sitting 3 towards B, and 1's just holding for the mid push. The hold I thought was going to pay off, but Rossini's going to drop. Can they find any progress? 2 for Gunless. Ah! The timing as he swaps.
Well, you have the timing right there. Octane slides through. He has 2 lined up, but now this is a problem. You are in a tough position. They at least have arc control. But because you go for that B push and it doesn't work out, you have nobody on A. The clock does not stop, and look at this. TJ going on a flank. Maybe to shut the push down. You still have one player alive with him. That's going to be Draza. TJ just trying to find the angles. They just don't know where he's been at so far, right? They're still trying to call him out. Where is TJ? Where's TJ? You see Octane and Gunless looking for him. Gunless, I think he's figured it out. He does find him.
So I know it's not maybe the most important thing, but how much stock do you just put into the opening break, like the opening moments of the game?
A map like this, a lot. It just feels like, I mean, we've seen it. But defensively, especially, you can just get put into that spawn trap.
I'm just curious because that's back-to-back rounds where it's a great opener from Thieves. I just wonder with Seattle's losing streak here, I'd be curious to know, like, I guess how many of those they've lost, like the opening moments, right? Just my own curiosity.
Well, now you're into a spot where, okay, right, that opener doesn't work. They couldn't get A. LA Thieves take it back. There's only 10 seconds left in this round. They're forced to go to B. Look at the map positioning from LA Thieves. You have Draza outside of R. This forces them to go water side. And, well, when you're going to that side, it's going to be pretty darn tough to capture this point.
Well, A is close to be getting done. They're about to get the first bit of progress here at B. They could pull this out. Draza's flank, though, could be a dagger if he gets in position and finds some freebies, and that's exactly what he'll do. They line up the triple from Draza, and that is going to close out the round. A fantastic opening, a great flank from Draza, 2-0 Thieves.
Yeah, and I mean, he really took his time. He was taking his time. I'm actually surprised there's not a call-out for someone to pick this up. I mean, Octane, he's just kind of in that corner. They're expecting the retake. They just don't know when it's going to happen, and he took a long route, man. I mean, he was really taking his time, not getting caught. Nobody looks up top, and what? The two players at mid-stairs are Pristine and Classic, and they have a 74U, so they're just outclassed at that moment.
Well, it's 13-6 for Draza. Can turn into some streaks. Right onto the point he goes. Maybe not as convincing of a break. They went like, what, 4 for 1? I think in the last couple of rounds. That was like a 2 for 1.
Pretty convincing.
You want it. Yeah, you want it 100%. Maybe not as clean as the others, but yeah, they've dominated the early moments, and they're already halfway to capturing A.
And they're not fully committing. They're kind of just sort of playing around the kills. So you're going to have a chance here for Seattle Surge, but that's kind of the kill there. If Pristini gets that, then you can go for it. But as you said, streaks now on Draza. He was getting the objective work done. They're going to leave one player on A. It's secured. And again, the middle of the map is not secured by Surge quite yet, so they cannot get into that default setup. Now we're finally going to be there. This is what we didn't see in round 1. Because at this moment, right, things slow down for LA Thieves. They don't have a lot of map control. Right, we saw throughout round 1, it was just so much trading. But now they have to take their time, take it step by step.
And yeah, I feel like you just have to.
Okay.
Well, I'm not even going to finish what I was going to say. Okay, never mind. I was going to say you really have to delay this first push to kind of get past that. Okay, all right, never mind. Maybe they're doing it. Because you want to, I guess, make them invest streaks earlier, or the longer you can hold until they get to that point where they can actually use the streaks. If you keep them pinned back like this, it can be difficult to find a chance to do it. I thought after the 2 kills from Thieves, it wasn't really going to matter, but nice answer back and some nice headshots from Octane. Now Classic through on the flank. He'll pick one up as well, and they're doing a great job. There's the ping, though. And that ping helped.
Yeah, at least, I mean, Gunless is still able to take down 1, though. So Draza gets through, but they only have a minute. They're down 5. They really have to get control of their base off a spawn. Okay, they're going for this. That's 3 dead right now. Draza, such a high game IQ. That's how much time he puts into this. Trying to find Gunless off a spawn. Does it with the gun, not the missile, but you still is it Classic. Classic has been alive inside of Tiki.
His Krieg is more powerful than a rocket, apparently. It's like, just hitting on all levels right now. You saw him do it at a faster pace with the sub map 1, and now frying with the AR. Pristini, though, right into Tiki he goes. Another streak going to come in. Everything exhausted to close it out here, but Seattle, they have the lives advantage. 2 will drop, though, in this sequence. But Sam, still here. They'll have Tiki control. They'll lose Kitchen. They just have to hold for 25 more seconds, and you survive and win this. That might be the rallying call.
I'm just really surprised they invested both here. You know, I know they're just trying to maybe put the game away, but it's not like they had a life advantage. There wasn't a ton of time. They were down 5 or 6 when he even used the cruise missile. It doesn't turn in anything. There was one opportunity, but they couldn't get that player out of Tiki, and that was classic. Just able to hold the line, and then what, Draza? He finally gets taken down, comes off spawn. He's hoping that his teammates can maybe get some work done. But we've seen artilleries invested, right? The player just stays alive. Basketball, the player stays alive inside a kitchen, and that just turns into nothing.
Do you rather just maybe, you know, you have a 2 advantage, save it for a defense? Unless you have a drastic advantage.
Yeah, in case something goes wrong, right?
Well, they tried to break their back and close out the map. Surge survive. 21 and 14 out of Octane. He's on 4 in a row. Once again, they go to B. They're going to hit it. There's going to be no presence there early from Thieves. They're going to get right onto the point. Can this be an early capture? It'll be a 4 on 3 on the retake for a second.
They were going for the hard counter because they were thinking there's no way they go back to B. So they force stack it, and it kind of throws Surge off guard. There was a player inside a Zig. He sees nothing in the middle of the map. Yeah, where are they? And he's just like, oh, well, they just ran through pillars. And yeah, they get a takedown at B. I think that's, you know, that's good. But again, that B break doesn't turn into much.
We'll have 2 onto A now. It'll be on TJ to try and clear them off of this. And Octane able to get to the block, but here's the push through. He doesn't really have any help here. He's going to have a one-on-one.
Neither does Octane. They split to B. They split to B, though. They split off to B. Since the second take, it didn't go down much. It was almost done. So Octane was by himself, and they just split off. I like that call from Seattle Surge. They catch LA Thieves off guard.
Well, to be fair, the rest of Thieves went back to B, I think, right? It was just TJ.
Well, what am I watching with LA right now?
I was so focused 100%. On that part.
What am I watching?
All just dropped as they tried to get the retake.
Yeah, they just went down mid-stairs and found 3 kills. Now, this is looking like a dominant offense. This is what I mean.
Okay.
I mean, you would love to have a streak maybe in this position. The break doesn't work out, but after that, Seattle Surge, they have run away with this round.
Come on, Surge! Come on, Surge! You're going to win your first raid! You're going to win your first series. The months you can do it! Nicky D is a special sauce they needed. And with that, we are tied up 2-2, headed to round 5.
Yeah, this is the 2v3 right here. This was it.
Okay, yeah, this is the other side. I said 3 of them went over. That's why I was thinking that one-on-one was so important. And then, well, they just smoked them all, I guess.
Yeah, I think they caught them kind of off a spawn. LA Thieves were probably thinking, all right, they're going to finish A. Let's get into our setup, get Tiki control, get bedroom control. And on that rotation, they all get caught. Now you have Surge on defense in round 5.
Oh. For every single map, I feel like the tables are turning like, every couple of minutes. And once again, it's going to happen. Maybe we'll get the first solid break out of Surge as well. Well, quite literally, it might be the first one they've had an advantage. It is. I mean, they go 3 for 1. And Gunless, what a great job finessing. Still up. Pistol pop. He chases it, and that's not going to work. The mantle difficult, and that spot Venom comes sliding out. And what was a nice opening advantage, that went away real fast.
Yeah, no, I thought for sure this was going to turn into a really good start for Seattle Surge. But
well, it was, they went 3 for 1.
And then a couple over challenges, and they lost it. They lose map control now, and this is what LA Thieves have done. But the last time through on the offense, right, you use the 2 shrieks. It's just getting to this position that they weren't able to do in the first round. Now kitchen control over to LA Thieves, and they're going to try and take B as early as they can.
And remember, this is a spot where in round 1, Surge did a pretty good job answering, right? You get the double from Gunless, the double from Bristini to stop this from happening where you get through kitchen so quickly. This time, Thieves were able to do it. But they answer back. They find all the kills. It's beautiful. Out of Classic. As he gets 2 of them, and what does he do? Send it right towards the spawn. Try to stagger this as much as he can. Then, right next up, Bristini. You're going to see them flying around quite a bit together as Bristini gets 2. 90 seconds to go, down 2 lives. Surprise! Oh, maybe not as much of a surprise as I thought.
Yeah, TJ has had some ridiculous kills in those sort of situations, like the one we saw laundry side. Now just trying to find some picks, was able to find that crate. You have Classic right under bedroom, able to take down Venom. There with the angle, so they have the man advantage, but the push has to come through lower. They have to fight Gunless and Octane right now winning their duels.
Yeah, it's just, that's why we were excited for this team. That's just not 2 players you want to fight in this scenario, right? That are posted on bits of cover, locking it down with ARs. Like, no one wants to fight that. And it's just, they haven't found success, but I think you saw for a sequence there why it can be difficult, as talented as they are.
I mean, Gunless, what a map he's having. 34 and 26, leading the way on a 3 spree. Octane 28 and 20, just not a lot of deaths for him. Inside a kitchen, though, here comes LA Thieves. They finally have some control, you would think. But yeah, Gunless and Octane slow things down. But Octane's in the spawn, so you're going to have the clock pause for a minute. There's only 30 seconds left, only 9 lives remaining for LA Thieves. They're trying to find Octane right now, and I think he just gets some unbelievable timing. Now he can play his life. He's going to go back to his teammates. To continue to play around this, a streak is in. Not going to connect with anything, but it at least keeps him off it. And now, Seattle Surge, 15 seconds away from winning raid control.
And they get their first win on the year. They're so close. They're so close, but who's in kitchen? I think that's Kenny. Kenny wins a big one-on-one. That's going to get him onto the point. The clock is going to stop. Venom wins on the other side. Oh, no. Oh, no. Are things falling apart for Surge? Dear God, all Call of Duty gods above, let them get their first win. Almost to the second bit of progress. Octane gets caught flowing out.
Oh, no.
No. No! 3 drop, 4 drop. You've got to be kidding me.
You gotta be kidding me.
In the final seconds. And win the raid control. I thought they had it, Joe.
You gotta be kidding me.
I mean, what a 1-2 punch you were getting from Gunless and Octane time and time again. But what is it sometimes with raid control? You only need 1 push. And it was Kenny inside the kitchen. You called it because he gets the 1 player on the point. And the player bottom bedroom has to reposition. When they have to reposition,
you gotta be kidding
that's when
me.
they get caught.
Well, let's check out Seattle's reaction. It's got to be tough. That has got to be tough. They thought they had it, and listen, I'm not biased. I know I was pulling for them a little bit there, but when a team is 0-7 on something, like, yes, there's part of me that just wants to see them win it. The underdog story. I wanted it, and whoever I asked up above did not answer as things fall apart with 7 seconds on the clock, and that's got to be a tough one to swallow because.
All right, I got blow my nose.
No one doesn't decide the series, but you call Game 3 a swing game for a reason. They win that, they're in a good spot. Now, I don't know, Joe.
Yeah, and now we take a look at the stats, and well, I mean, look at this. Venom 33 and 33, 6,300 damage from him. TJ had a really solid game as well. It was Gunless on the opposite side with Octane. Talked about them, but it was so back and forth. It looked like LADs were gonna stomp them, but Seattle Surge fought back.
Yeah, it's like when both of those players were alive holding the point, they were like an unmovable force. Once Gunless dropped, like it just all started to fall apart, but it'll be a 2-1 edge as for Thieves as they take the win. They close it out in the final seconds. We'll be back with the control after this break.
This is the game of basketball. Poetry in motion. It breaks hearts, bends minds, and drops jaws. And it keeps us wanting more long after the buzzer. That's devotion. That's bigger than basketball. That's game.
You don't wanna see me with no limits. Rise to another level, dream to the finish with a team independent. Yeah, we moving like a steamroller, really big screen with it, feel me kinda mean with it. Keep on top of the mission, squad keep it authentic. Get the haters some distance. We about to change the chart of me, we about to change your vision. If you moving with us, better keep it tuned and handle business. Handle business.
Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network.
All right, I'm back.
I want you to know that I see each of you in my mentions saying that I jinxed them there, that I cursed them. They were 0-7 to that point. I don't know if I can be to blame for that.
No, it's definitely your fault. Yeah. No doubt about it.
I can be blamed for a lot of things. I do a lot of dumb stuff, but they were whatever. Blame me if that makes you feel better. I'll take it. I'll take that part for Surge
You
fans,
did start cheering for them, and then things went wrong. That's all I'm saying.
They had
it was
the show. I was
looking
so
good.
excited. But hey, if you're feeling down, you can unlock a free CDL game pack or team pack with, it's gamefuel.com/CDL. I forgot the link, even though it's very, very easy. I just got, I'm like, I feel, whew, that got me all pumped up. That was a crazy finish, Joe.
You feel whole?
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I can run through a wall again.
Okay.
I say that a lot.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no, I just get really excited about Call of Duty. I love
Especially
it,
because your house is like made of bricks, so like you probably couldn't run through that wall.
Yeah, no, we recently found out we did all this stuff with new windows, and we got new insulation in the attic. We got new windows, new doors, because we thought it was really cold during the winter because of that. And then the guy doing the doors was like, "Yeah, your walls are brick, so they're not insulated." And I was like, "Oh, dope." So I guess I'm gonna be cold in the winter again. But Octane, map 1, he literally set up a tent, pulled out the construction kit, built a house. As yeah, the objective was all his.
Well, he built 5 houses because there's 5 hills there. So Octane, he was just the real estate empire on Apocalypse. 2 minutes and 45 seconds on that map 1. But that was their map 8. Now we go to Moscow, a little bit different for LA Thieves. Almost threw that one away. But we saw the reactions. I was more looking at like the LA Thieves because Kenny and Draza were like, that should not have come down to that moment. One of those games they'll definitely go back and watch back and say, okay, what went wrong? But they survived.
Yeah, I think probably just maybe around the streak play. I know, not everything, but you get maybe hold it for the defense. He's a little smarter there. You probably close it out earlier, but they went for the dagger. Sometimes it doesn't hit. Yeah, they were. I think you go up 2-0, it just feels like everything's kind of flowing, and no matter what, even if you lose that round, like, no, it's okay. We're a much better raid control team, but whew, I got scary. Oh, come on, Serge. Come on, get into a game 5.
You're still going for this, huh?
Yeah, I want him to win, Joe. I love an underdog story. Well, it's not so much the underdog stories. They just haven't won in a while. I want him to win. I want to have something to feel good about, you know? Octane and I have been hanging out sometimes, talking about Path of Exile. You know, he's my boy. We're seeing if he can get it done. But Thieves have just been making the plays with TJ back in the roster, and yeah, that's been cool to watch too. To see what TJ is going to bring is, yeah. I mean, since he really, what was the first team that he really popped up? Was it that Stunner team?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
But basically, since that moment forward, I mean, he's just been a mainstay on top teams from that point onward.
Well, this is about as good as a start as you can get for Seattle Surge. I mean, what, 50 points?
What's that about curses now?
On this first hill, they're getting set up for second, starting on good side. Okay. Similar, though, to, well, okay, Gunless is like, mistakes are made, but it's fine because he's going to spawn close. Octane's top police.
He got wallbanged? Panicked and grenaded himself, or?
Well, he threw it at the wall. I thought the player was going to slide on him, so he's just hoping for a trade, but that doesn't happen.
No, it just killed him, but he's back off spawn, and Mickey D looking to get in the mix. Not a single point on the board so far for Thieves. Venom, though, with 2 openers, but Classic with a little snap back will stay alive.
Well, he
It's the
actually
close
gets them
spawn for his
spawns.
teammates. Yep. I was worried with how pushed up they were, but he was so deep. They get the spawn in, and they spawn into bullets. And now they spawn the back again. And with 20 seconds left, that's going to prompt the rotation for Thieves.
I mean, that's not that bad, though. Look at that. You still have Octane and Classic actually spawn out all the way across the map. This isn't the worst thing for them because LA Thieves, they don't get a lot of time here. So this is what a good start would look like anyways on Moscow. Now they're going to have to break this third hill. LA Thieves, they need a response right now as they're going to get towards this setup. And Seattle Surge working across the map before they can make their first push.
Yeah, it's about the opposite scoreline of that map 1. Surge did such a good job answering that map. After the first 2 hard points, Thieves' turn to try and do the same. Working all the way deep side was Pristini, and he found an opener from that position. Will it lead to a domino effect and maybe pressure onto the hard point? Here they come, but TJ, he's back. He's making plays around the objective. Those 2 give his teammates time to get back.
There's just a really good job staying alive. There is a spawn, though. Gunless spawns out. Yeah, I was going to say, there's going to be a pinch. I think LA Thieves thought all of Seattle Surge were going to spawn towards the back, but with TJ pushed up a little bit, I think he blocked that spawn for just a half second. And that, well, as we know, a half second, that could be a different spawn location. Gunless, he's going to get that scrap time. So still not perfect for LA Thieves. They do chip away at that lead, though. They get up to 31 points, but now on this street hill, a great setup as they control Bank.
Okay, so they've got the setup. They're trying to bring it back, but it's Surge that has the real pressure, right? They need to win this to get it to a map 5. 3 go down. The plays from Octane and Gunless, the dynamic duo, starting to light it up. Let's go to an Astro Listen-In with Seattle Surge.
Watch out there. No, far.
I'm holding dark.
Nothing back, guys. Pulling out an AR.
Dark right now?
That's one deep break.
Come front. On top, we got across. Yeah, top. Trying to get you. What's mini? Stay alive.
Mini weak, dude. Mini, one shot. I got naded. He's still mini. I got him. On top of us, drop the dead.
No one bus. Yeah, on globe. Globe can.
TJ super weak, far front.
Mini absolutely.
One got me, mini got me. No, she's out. She's already out.
I'm gonna hit Pete. Dark dead. No one. Alright, no one globe. I'm hitting Pete. Front go window.
One on new right now, Teach.
Where's you going, Esky?
There's 2 on there.
I'm hitting Pete too.
I'm going gold. Come and go with you. Heading through. Alright.
Okay, slide for you guys.
Get it over. I don't see him close left.
You too.
Touch close.
TJ one top.
Close back.
We're going outside the hill, dead. Nice two.
Go.
Globe and half all last two. Globe and half all last two.
Half all got me. Globe.
Oh shit! I went go window. I got TJ.
Nice.
I'm trying to save.
I'm trying to look you right.
Front go window, Kenny.
He's outside, towards outside. Dead. Got him. I'm trying to half full.
Half all draws the dead. I can't shot.
Half full as well. Challenging right. Coming SCs. Pursue, two middle. They're both pushing right. They made him team kill. They team killed. That's 2.
Half all can't hit him one time.
Good time. One shot dead.
Nice.
Another one here.
I'm going. You guys take your time.
Trophy still? I'm challenging. Yeah, I'm trying. Half full. Close right. I'm dead. One half full maybe? I'll tell you where I spawn.
I'm going rogues.
Don't seem half full. They could have spawned Eskies there. You backed up half full. 100%.
Across street. Back window me.
Venom 1 half full.
Free tree draws it dead.
Nice.
He's back laundry window. Back laundry window weak.
I've right. Look left.
He's jumped back in window. Back window. He's gonna flank closet. Many front here. I spawned front.
He's in window. He's closet. I hit him once. Kenny one.
We gotta wrap. You guys gotta wrap up.
Upstairs. Yeah, go wrap. It's fine. Alright, 45 seconds, I guess. Alright, we're up by 100. I'm going outside right now. I don't see my middle here. I'm outside.
I hit him twice.
Can he die? I'm street right now. I don't see him go up.
Close right time.
I'll see him close. Under half full. He's trying to push me.
One off time. Venom behind tree.
Beyond tree. I got Venom. Try to put. One copy half full. Can he one shot time? It's fine. One half full push up middle. Half full push up middle, guys.
I don't know who we're missing.
We're looking for Teej. Teej is in the bag. Teej is in the bag somewhere. Yeah.
I want to push out front, Luke.
Joe, I thought that was a great listen-in. The one thing, though, I think we both noticed, unless we missed it, was usually you'll hear, pro teams call out. Somebody's on a streak. Someone's building towards streaks. They want to make sure they kill that player. Kenny was on 6 in a row, and he got one before he dropped. I don't know if they're aware he got his streaks.
Well, they're aware now. He pinged his artillery, so they know that he has at least one. After the ping, though, it did not turn into any kills. It has not turned into anything. So they're just going to have to streak the front, maybe get on the hill. At least they get Seattle off of it. But the spawn's still going to be for Seattle Surge. They just get some map to work with. Is Draza able to find one? But that's a quick trade. It's a nice response from Seattle Surge. That's 4 dead, exactly what they needed. TJ was on a 5 spree. He got cut down. 30 seconds go away to Seattle Surge, and that 100-point lead. They go back their way with this scrap time.
And this is what we've been sort of wanting to see is like, can they find a couple of the respawns they're solid on? Apocalypse was their, positive map. They were 3 and 2 there. They pushed out the 4 and 2. Here, what? Like 2 and 7, I believe. So they have won a couple, but it hasn't been great. The Classic in the mix. Can they continue to improve in some of these respawns? Because even though you'd love to see them more well-rounded, I don't know. I'd like to at least see them become good at something, like a good respawn team first. Then we can worry about the rest.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, so far so good. I think that first rotation, well, the entire first set of hills was just a bit of an odd one. When you kind of talk about it, the slaying was great for LA Thieves. There was just a lot of moments where they didn't turn it into time. But Kenny, some ridiculous shots with that Craig.
I was reading a stat in our DMs. I sort of saw that in the corner of my eye. Did he just get, Classic just got smoked, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it looked like. Okay.
Kenny can do that at times, though.
Yeah, he's still
now
doing
on another 5 spree.
And he reads, he read it but gave it up, but will it matter? Under the top of the bus I go! Octane dropped as well 6 in a row as Kenny is straight twisted.
Well, now 6 in a row and trying to play for streaks.
He didn't reload his gun. The guy is cracked. He tried to reload it twice. There you go. Okay. There we go.
He's got it now. He's figured it out. But they're able to bring back the score a little bit. Now only down, 50 or so points. They have control of the hill, but it's Octane with 2 kills. Is able to find it. Streak's not going to happen. Pristini able to find the timing. That's 4 dead now for LA Thieves. They had this setup, potentially had the streaks, and the spawn out comes in. Look at this weird timing. DJ, he's just on the other side of you. And, well, now you know.
Hello. 3 down again. Graza, the last man up, and Octane trying to hunt him. Pristini from the other side. They're able to get it 5 in a row now for Octane, and quality beams out of Pristini. About to eclipse the 200-point mark. Can they close it out and push it to a 5th and final map, which would head back to Raid? They're in good position to do it here.
You have a pinch, though. You have 2 in the back and then Venom towards the front. Venom wins his gunfight, and that should be the hill broken. Nice job by LA Thieves, but there's the response. Close spawn should be in.
It's a streak.
When we were going to listen in, they weren't able to break this last time. Can they do it this time around?
He has a streak. He has 2 streaks to work with. And Octane is just frying. Sub in hand, 9 in a row. In the first hard point, it was all about the objective time. 2 minutes and 45 seconds here. Just dropping a nuke, and well, Draza answers back as he gets 3 there. And Thieves have kept them out of the point long enough that they can't close it out. But even if they get the rotation to 3rd, you got to think those Octane streaks will be coming into play.
We've had some ridiculous moments throughout
like
this
individual
game.
plays,
Kenny,
right?
Yeah, Draza, Pristini, Octane, just ridiculous montage moments throughout Moscow hardpoint. But as you said now, 13 points away, you have those streaks. You're going to use them early on. Just break this hill, find this scrap time. And even worst case scenario, you can fight for some scrap at the end of it. But here we go, cruise missile called in. The trade on the hill. Classic's going to get inside, and this could be it.
They closed it out. Octane, well, he's doing everything he can to. Just from head to head, snap to snap. Octane and Surge, they take both hard points. They set us up for a map 5. Yeah, I was actually wondering what player are we going to see. Sometimes it's kind of obvious which one. I had no idea. No clue.
I didn't know
there were so many.
Pick your poison, honestly. Here was TJ's. This was his little 5 spree. But Seattle Surge, I think they just took advantage early on. I don't know. There was these little moments that LA Thieves let them back into it. Like LA Thieves would win a rotation, then a couple of players would die, they would spawn out. I think you look at that second hill, the first bus hill for LA Thieves, that first rotation was really odd. And Seattle Surge is like, all right, well, we'll just take this time. Then the streaks come into play. Kenny's not able to break that fountain hill with the artillery. They respond with those close spawns. Seattle Surge did what they needed to do. And we're just seeing some individual plays out of Gunless, Octane, and Pristini, which is why we were so excited about Seattle Surge at the beginning of the year.
Absolutely. And it all sets up for a date on raid for the map 5. Before we discuss that, we'll look at the stats and I just realized TJ slowed down big time because I feel like him and Venom were kind of leading the way for them early because I mentioned that during listening to you. And once once Surge got rolling again late, like the second half of that game, they slowed down mightily.
Hey, yeah, but it's not even like slaying wise. It's not that crazy on either side for a 100-point win. But Seattle Surge did a really good job just off that break, taking advantage of the mistakes that LA Thieves made. And now we're headed to a map 5.
And I love it. Seattle Surge fans, can they get it done here? Can they snap a losing streak? Thieves, can they get the first win back with TJ on the roster? You'll find out next after this quick commercial break.
Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network.
Oh my god, fruit, right? And all of a sudden, huge explosions and it's like, no! And there's some cold chaos and it's shitty. I was going, no! And I'm like,
Download now.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
We are back. We've got a great Game 5 on the board. We're headed to raid Thieves versus Surge. Thieves looking to find that good form they hit. I wouldn't say it was necessarily that of the top teams in the league, but they were getting there. We felt they were on the cusp with TJ. Now another chance to do it. Can they get it going? They got to do it in the map 5, and we know TJ can be a difference maker in Search and Destroy. For Surge, you're fighting against the losing streak and the fact that you didn't win a series throughout all of the last stage. Can you start this one off on the right foot? A little bit of an underdog story. They're trying to get that win. They need the points so badly to be in the hunt.
Yeah, I mean, but here you see what Venom and TJ really set the pace on standoff, and what is a map they can do that as well. That's Raid, Search, and Destroy. Controlling the middle of the map, so key here LA Thieves 3-5 on this map. Seattle Surge 2-3 are going to Seattle's map pick, so it's looking good for them. But LA Thieves, they're no stranger of this position. They've won a lot of game 5s as a squad together.
Oh, I want a beauty. A round 11, a 1 versus 1, something epic between these two squads. Fist bumps are out, players getting locked in. But yeah, neither have been like great here, right? I don't know. I don't know what to expect, especially considering the recency of the roster change.
Yeah, but from what we saw from map 2, it just looked like the LA Thieves were a step ahead in Search and Destroy. Can they bring that here to Raid? That's the only difference. Obviously, Standoff brand new.
You better hope, I guess, that was the case a little bit, right? Like, maybe not a prep thing, but like I don't know, it's just new, it's a bit different. Some teams we've known over the course of all the years of Call of Duty esports are quicker at adapting than others. Maybe that was the case. You've had the reps, you've had the time, no excuses on that front. And Pristini, he is sending it, takes a one-on-one, and it's Draza, who had all the first bloods in the first Search and Destroy, doing it again here, but the read is on, no pinch from Water Steps. But it's Venom. He hits it right after and takes off 2 heads from a 3v2 for Surge down to now only Octane. And they're on it.
Oh,
halfway to the
no
fuse.
Angle.
They're on it. He can't see him. Kenny hits it. Round win to Thieves.
I think Kenny was right in front of him too, but yeah, I mean, he's just hoping that they're just waiting on him, trying to find him. He knows he has to check the bomb, but this is what I was talking about. The mid-map pressure by TJ and Venom. And while he had some really good timing here, TJ may be giving him the call up, but he puts some bullets in, makes it a little bit weaker, makes it a little bit easier for him. But a good job getting those trades, and then in the 1v2, there's no hesitation. They know exactly what they want to do.
But Venom, I mean, that follow-up through Water Steps, I mean, they read the first push in TJ so well, but then Venom picks 2, and it looks different from there. Just one of those rounds you look back at and wish you closed out if you're Surge. It's going to be a one-on-one. Again, Pristini and Draza, and once again, Draza with the first blood. I feel like I'm going to say it every round.
Then there's the response. Middle of the map, they know is open. There's only 1 player there. Usually you have a 2-man setup. Pristini was the player, and Venom just continues to go. He had such a great map, too. He is keeping it going here in map 5. 4-0 start. Putting that bomb down. Gunless now in a 1v3. He's got a lot of work to do. I would not be surprised if he just jumps off the ledge. We'll to see what he wants to do, but it looks like he's going to go for it for now. Maybe find a pick or 2. I just would not want to give Venom any more. Okay, so now I'm just going to back away.
What did he start? Was it 5-0 or 6-0?
6-0.
6-0? The map 2, yeah. There we go. Off the ledge he will go. Don't want to feed anything else. Potentially over to Venom. But after the hot start map 2, what they answered back with 3 of their own. You just like to not go in that hole again if you can. This is a huge round coming up for Surge. Does something need to change a little bit maybe for Pristini in the sense of, do you just keep doing your thing? Or like, I mean, he's going to be the aggressive guy. He's taking these one-on-ones, just draws us at his number.
Yeah, I mean, he's always gonna take it. I mean, that's just the type of player he is. He's trying to find those openings and just losing those gunfights. I mean, that was just a ridiculous angle from Draza there in that round too. But they're gonna go towards A, towards the middle of the map, controlled by TJ and Venom. TJ able to find the first blood this time. And now you can kind of go into a spot where you play the retake. If they get the bomb down, you play with those numbers.
Well, Pristini has been alive for a combined 20 seconds. He's been first blood all 3. Yeah, yes, I get it taking those ones. I understand it, but they're in a 3v4 hole.
Well, 3v4 hole. He just got caught on the cross. I mean, he just got caught.
It's different.
It's a little bit different.
But still, I mean, it's been like a 3v4 after the opening seconds. Well, the turrets hitting the shots. Continue to hit. They're bringing it back. Now it's a one-on-one. Draza versus Octane. What a huge round it is for Surge. Down 0-2 in this map 5. Octane's got the bomb.
Yeah, I heard him pick it up.
He's hitting it. Does he get there in time to catch him? He does. Draza takes the one-on-one. Thieves up 3-0.
Who is it? I mean, just, they almost pull it out. It's Octane and Gunless. They just, yeah, the 2v4 makes something a little crazy. Luckily, Draws is there, and he doesn't re-peek anything. He buys his time, a little patient. You see the smile on his face. He rotates, waits for that objective to get picked up, and only just guesses the right side where Octane's going to plant the bomb. Almost make it happen, but yeah, look at that. Look at 2 and 3. 0-6 from your submachine guns, and as you said, Pristini's just been the one getting caught. And that time it's fine. I mean, this is just it's so early, yeah.
Yeah, no, they have not had 4 players alive for more than 15 seconds to start each round.
And look at the position now of TJ. Look at where he is. He's all the way basketball. They're going to see this cross, but Kenny's already going to have the bomb down. If you try to rotate through backcourt, which Octane's going to do, this is going to be a free kill for TJ. Hello, and now you're in a 2v4 in an almost impossible retake scenario.
Oh, well. Okay, well, that describes how Pristini's game is gone. That time it's a stick right as he peeks. Got to be some frustration setting in for Surge. Down 0-4 and clean and clinical from Thieves.
Yeah, just again, right? Just they're trying to get some early ring control A side. Lastly, though, he gets caught, and right away there's a reaction from LA Thieves. What they're setting up is a B plant, and TJ just takes that position away from them. Just one step ahead right now. And well, always one man ahead right now.
Well, the call might have come in to slow things down a little. Just maybe with what we were talking about, as someone just was getting caught so early every round. They play a little bit slower, but it does not matter. Another first blood. A bit deeper in the round, but it's Kenny this time, as Kenny and Draza account, I think, 4 of the 5 first bloods. Ugh, just gets out.
I was going to feel really bad for Pristini if he just ended up with 0 kills, because he's had a couple of ridiculous rounds, almost gets unlucky there. Players getting away from him. Just able to find one, but Octane now has to get the bomb. And they have just taken over your spawn, so good luck.
And Kenny with the headshots as Octane tries to peek. My hope of a round 11 seems impossible second by second, as Thieves are nothing other than dominant in this map 5. And it's been, maybe it's nice to see with Surge, like, maybe they can become a strong respawn team. Maybe we'll see some improvements in the control. They win both hard points, but seems to be some work to be done in Search, that's for sure.
And the problem is, though, is you just don't have a lot of time, right? Like, you're talking about there's got to be some work done. We don't have a lot of matches left. Stage 4 and Stage 5, you're basically hoping that maybe if Stage 4 doesn't go their way, or you're hoping for Major 4, Major 5, where they can potentially go on a run. That's basically it right now with the way some of these early matches are going.
Well, Kenny's on 7 in a row. That streak finally comes to an end. Another 1 versus 1. This one for the map. Iceman versus Gunless. There's a ton of time left on this.
You just plant the bomb.
Gunless seems just going to play the 50-50 for now. Maybe lurk around B and then play the retake.
Well, if he sticks to this, this will work, because TJ's headed this way. It's just, what time is he going to get? I mean, is either player going to get? And, well, it's going to work out for Gunless there, as you said, in that 50-50. Just picking a site. TJ plans at the other one.
I don't get why he just doesn't plant the bomb where he's at. Seems so stupid.
Advantage, if LALAD is really
you're already there. Why go all the way? I mean, in the one hope that, or in the one unfortunate that he's probably already at the bottom of your ad. I mean, you guys literally cleared out the whole site practically.
Just play the site. they plant the other one, you get the information. Yeah, you play the retake, you at least have an idea where they are, instead of just sort of, you know, roaming between sites and maybe getting caught.
Yep, 100%.
So works out for Gunless. They'd have to pull off 6 straight. First part done. Surge working on a miracle. First blood for Gunless. Draza, though, able to take down 2, so the numbers will be even after that sequence. Good position and win there from Kenny. Down to another 1 versus 1. Pristine, no ammo. He can't finish it. Thieves take the map 6-1. And with TJ back in the lineup, they'll get the W. The best play from the round is Draza with the 2 in the mid crossfire. They look good in search, man. I mean, the hard point not great for Thieves, but in the search, I mean, outside of a couple of rounds, they were dominant.
Yeah, I mean, but then you think about the control. I mean, that one hurt Seattle Surge big time. Just the way they lost that round 5. LA Thieves, you know, I think Apocalypse definitely outplayed Moscow. There was a lot. I don't know. There was a lot of weird scenarios. I think they're going to go back and be very frustrated. But you can see there, 8-match losing streak for Seattle Surge. They got to turn things around quickly. I mean, it's crunch time. What they need, I think it's like 80 points to tie for that 8th seed. But we'll see. Yeah. I mean, they look solid. They're in the respawns for sure, but the search and destroy's got to be better.
Yeah, if anyone thought I was biased, yeah, I was. I wanted Seattle to win. I really did. Like, they have the longest losing streak in the CDL. I want to see them turn it around. They made a roster change. You want to see improvements, but it's not going to happen in this particular series. Thieves are able to get it done with some stellar search and destroy play, but yeah, I mean, I guess you said there's some positives for sure. With the hard point and the control, like you should have probably won the control. But you're not able to do it. Well, and again, if you use streaks better, if you're Thieves, you probably close it out earlier. But I mean, for the duo, right? I mean, in that map 5, what was it? Classic was 1 and 7. I don't know what Pristini ended up with, but he was struggling early, and I think he got a couple of kills. It was just they were getting picked apart by the setups that you saw from Thieves. But let's take a look at our scuff play of the game. We're gonna see the best moment from this particular map 5 as we'll check it out one more time. It's gonna be Draza.
Yeah, just one of those first bloods they were able to find. That was, TJ just watching that cross. But this comes down to the 1v1 with Draza. Octane and Gunless, they're ready for this 2v4 push. And some great positionings. They're able to play their lives. You have the crossfire looking over. TJ's trying to overpeak, but Draza is there, able to find that kill. And he's just taking his time. You know, I think some players in that scenario, because they know Octane's position, probably immediately go for a re-challenge. But he just takes his time. And to hear that objective being picked up, and well, Octane's thinking, okay, he was back laundry, he could be rotating, but I'm just going to go for the plant and try to give myself the advantage. Draza able to catch him on the bomb, gives them that 4-0 lead.
And yeah, that was weirdly like a lot of 6-1s in search aren't very entertaining, but that one was probably just because like what was 3 or 4 1v1s count too. Yeah. So there were some incredibly fun moments, and overall just a fun series to cast. Hope you guys enjoyed it at home, but Surge will look to rebound maybe tomorrow, see if they can get a win. Thieves find success, and we've got more matches to come. We're going to be headed to break. On the other side of it, you'll have Nameless, Study, and Lottie discuss the match.
Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network.
These old bones know a storm's coming. My blade seeks vengeance.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Zenni, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Call of... Okay, I can't do it anymore. Sorry, Lonnie is not here. It's actually myself. Lando is here currently. By the way, take a look at our schedule as we take a little, nice little game break here in the middle of what has been a phenomenal day. Obviously, Paris Legion dropping the early series to Minnesota Rocker, and the Thieves getting the job done there in the Game 5. Still one more game up on the radar. New York Subliners versus the LA Gorillas in our Game Fuel marquee matchup. But guys, we have to kind of focus in here on our Astro Social soundboard in reaction to what we just witnessed. This one coming in from Harry. He says, hey, Seattle need to find a consistent top-tier SMG player if they stand any chance of actually improving significantly. Prestigian Classic, both great players, but both wildly inconsistent. Again, utilizing that hashtag CDL 2021. Folks, make sure to do it. And that sounds very much like a lot of Seattle fans at this very moment. Again, it's Lando, Study, and Nameless. Lottie, unfortunately, not with us right now. Feeling a little bit sick, a little under the weather. But if you guys get the chance to, make sure to tweet at her. I know it would make her feel that much better. But again, folks, we gotta kind of dive in a little bit more to what we just witnessed in our last series. The Seattle Surge versus the LA Thieves goes down to a Game 5. What, Nameless, I know you got some video, some footage to kind of break down from this last one. What we're starting in the Game 2 Search and Destroy on a map that you know very well, Standoff.
Yeah, I've been playing it for a very long time, and you're seeing a lot of teams play pretty slow on this map, especially on defense, and they're kind of getting picked apart because if you look at where the bombs are located on this map and that back alley near gas station, you kind of have to have a guy play over there, and that gives the offense an opportunity to force like a one-on-one gunfight. So defense has been essentially giving up middle map because they don't want to get overwhelmed on either side of the map. So what you're going to see here is Thieves, they're not going to go that route. They send an aggressive push straight through mid, and if you blink, you'll miss what happens here. But Venom goes to the mid truck. Kenny and Draza went over towards the A site. They set up a crossfire on that statue. So the traditional play that most teams will do is they'll send their players towards A, towards that statue. And if you seize that opportunity on mid-map fast enough, you can catch them there and set up a crossfire and win it. So I just love what Thieves did, getting a little bit crafty there and bringing back a strat from the old days. Worked out wonderfully.
Definitely did, man. What all these years later, I know we talked about Search and Destroy, Standoff specifically. A lot of things still to work on. Strategies have changed a little bit, but kind of on the topic of breakdowns, Stud, I know this one a little more of a lighthearted one. I know you were quite vocal. What about the end of that round 5 in control? What Surge sends us the distance to that round 5, but down the stretch, it was a sight, my friend. We'll say it that way.
Yeah, we're in the green room. We're thinking that Seattle Surge are finally going to be able to get their first control win. It's been a really long time, especially on a map like Raid, but you get down to the final couple of seconds. You have the man advantage, and with about 20 seconds left on the clock, I'm thinking right here, oh, Surge got it in the bag. Like, Octane, he's picking up kills in the spawn. Like, this is looking like the best case scenario right now for Surge to finally win a Raid control. And then the streak gets called, and obviously no kills get picked up there, and the clock is just continuing to tick. 2 players drop from the Thieves side, so you have full map control on the side of Surge. Now the only player that's able to slip through is going to be Kenny. You see how one of his teammates goes down water steps, he gets traded, but now it's Kenny in towards the money window. And he knows that his teammates are trapped in their base, but he wins the big engagement onto Gunless on towards the point. The trade comes into onto Pristini, and then eventually they're able to get back on top of this B point. They don't have a single life to respawn with, Seattle still had the advantage, but then it just comes down to a point where it's time to go. And at that time, the Thieves, they win a majority of those engagements. They actually take down all 4 and are able to close down the map. If you're Seattle, you could have closed out this series at a 3-1, but unfortunately they don't, man. The control woes continue, and it's just unfortunate for them, man. The Thieves just clutched up.
I'll tell you where they went wrong. They should have had a guy in kitchen just playing his life. Instead, they allowed the Thieves to force those gunfights earlier, leaving, no extra barrier until they could get to the point. And as soon as they got to the point, they win that gunfight, they're trapped, and end up losing the game. It's just the little things of control that they played so well throughout, they just throw away at the very end. That is going to hurt so bad. But with that being said, I still think that Seattle can be a very good team. Like, Octane looked great playing with Classic. I like what I saw.
Yeah, I gotta say, when we talk about the way this series goes, of course, it still marks 8 straight control losses. It marks 8 straight series losses. But I think it's fair to say we in the green room at times thought, hey, there was some positives here. There were some advancements, we can say, already starting things off in Stage 4, again, despite the loss. Well, we also have to transfer to our final matchup of the day. It is going to be, the first game for both of these teams in Stage 4. The New York Subliners taking on the LA Gorillas. And guys, obviously, New York, it has been kind of a hot topic for us, right? This team has been at the very edge of our tongue throughout a majority of these last few months. And specifically, it's been on the new guy, right? In Hydra, he has been nothing short of exceptional. And I want to ask you guys, I know we kind of talked about skill, what's up a number of different things, but where do you guys rank him right now among the most exciting players to watch in the league right now?
I guess I'll start with this one. I put Hydra right in my top 5. I honestly think he's a top 5 player in the game as well. Now on top of him just being exciting to watch in game, he's elusive, he gets big kills. When the odds are stacked against him, he's able to get out of it. But his improvement match after match is just incredible. He's kept up the hardpoint dominance. In Search and Destroy, the guy is icy, man. He's winning round 11 one-on-ones against a player like Simp, who is, making a case to be one of the greatest of all time. So Hydra, in such a short span, has risen to be one of the top SMGs in the game, landing a spot in the finals where he still performs solid, man. So, yeah, he's right up there with the best of them, in my opinion.
For me, I'm actually going to go a little bit closer and towards that top 5 and actually make it top 3.
Imagine that.
And the only 2 players that I have above him are going to be Abizi and Simp. And the only reason why is because they were able to beat him at that final. But just watching how this guy was able to enter his team, have somewhat of a language barrier because obviously he's French, not really fluent. And it's just impressive to watch this guy, man. He comes in, he has the #1 hardpoint KD. The guy's just doing everything that he can to learn how to play Search and Destroy. And just watching him play the game, it's just insane, man, because the guy's just a freak, man. He's a French freak that just has unbelievable gun skill, and he's able to walk around the map being like a god, man. I'm excited that he's on New York. No New York bias there, but the guy's just a great time to watch.
Maybe just a little bit New York bias. I don't know. I like the nickname though, the French Freak. Maybe it could stick. Who knows? We got a lot of nicknames out there. That one very well could be one that begins to stick. Well, folks, I think we've set the stage quite well. But however, when we come back after the break, it is going to be myself joined alongside by a very relieved TJ. Now back in the LA Thieves camp, as I'll be joining alongside him for our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight right after the break.
Not all 5G networks are created equal. America's largest and fastest 5G network.
Oh, I'm so
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Joining myself is Thieves from the LA Thieves. You see the reaction there. A nice win, good win for the roster. But Thieves, I want to take us a little bit back, right? Kind of, and specifically toward the ending of that control, because that was probably, I think, one of the most notable moments throughout this series. It comes down to the wire all the way to just one particular sequence. Walk me through the end of the control from your guys' perspective.
So the time was running down, and we were running low on lives. So I think it was like 4 to like 9 or 10, and I was coming off spawn, and all my 3 teammates were like by the point, and I was kind of just holding their mid. I didn't really do anything. It was like kind of all them, and they just got 4 dead. We all stacked the point and clutched up on the map.
Definitely, man. It was a solid victory to have, especially kind of considering the way that Seattle has looked in those controls. It was good to get the W there. And I want to talk to you kind of, more 30,000-foot view currently of the team, the way that things are looking right now in Stage 4. Obviously, we know there's a lot of moving parts kind of at this moment. In regards to LA Thieves, obviously, you're now brought back into the team. And I just want to kind of know from your perspective, like, what's the primary goal for Thieves? Like, what is your goal now being brought back to this team? What is your aim now getting the opportunity again?
I just want to win, honestly, just win. I just want to perform a little bit better. I feel like I've been playing really well leading up to this match. I wish I played a little bit better in the match, but yeah, just perform better as a team individually, and hopefully get more wins and perform in the major online.
Tell you what, man, you guys are on the right track. You get the W today. Obviously goes down in the Game 5, but clutch as ever. Tej, congratulations to you and the team on the win, and best of luck throughout the remainder of Stage 4.
Thank you, Lando. Have a good one.
Appreciate it, Tej. Like we said, folks, LA Thieves, they get the job done. Did get a little bit too close for comfort. They were able to walk away with the victory. But like we said, folks, the day is not over. Like we said, day 3 of the Chicago home series, the matches have been great, and they're only going to continue to be great. As when we come back after this short commercial break, it will be the New York Subliners taking on the LA Gorillas in our Game Fuel marquee match. Make sure and stay with us.
Oh!
Yeah. Oh! Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network.
Beyond the veil lies the Shadowlands,
where every soul has its place.
World of Warcraft Shadowlands available now.
You have come for adventure, but the Baron wants to break you. Your axe must be sharp. Your wit must be keen, and your heart must be mighty.
welcome to the Game Field Marquee match. We've got a battle coming up next. Gorillas, Subliners, they're going to be fighting up against each other. How you doing, Joe DeLuca, after that last match?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for some more Call of Duty. It's kind of a similar situation, right? Where one team trying to improve. I know NYSL coming off that second place, but you know, there's mistakes. They want to get better for the big one. And then for Gorillas, right? You're 9th right now in CDL rankings. You need some points. So a lot of energy from those guys.
100%. Let's check out our Game Field featured player. It's going to be Asim. And, I mean, shout out to what he's been able to do so far this year, considering the changes with the squad, you know, drastic change kind of in his duo partner at the SMG role now that he has Hydra there. And, you know, you gotta take the front sometimes and be the guy that makes plays. Sometimes you take the back seat when somebody like Hydra joins. He's really shown a versatility that is rare this year.
Oh, just an unbelievable year. I don't think many people expected this. I know I sure didn't, but he has truly showed what he is capable of. He took advantage of an opportunity. You just love to see it. He's been a beast in hardpoint. You see it there. But just overall, a solid player in every single mode for NYSL. And yeah, can't wait to see his point of view a little bit more today because he can be a playmaker for them.
Yeah, and 100%. Maybe the stats don't look insane to a new viewer. But when you play his role, those are great stats. Like he's been playing awesome, especially considering the success the team is finding and the bombs that Hydra has been dropping. But looking for him to step up in this series. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how this team is after that great run to a final. They're looking to bounce back after a loss to FaZe there. See if they can start off stage 4 with a victory. But first, let's check out the team. Here's NYSL.
What a kill that was. I'll see you in league play later, boys and girls. Plays it though, and a couple players in front. He gets the 2-piece, gets the third.
There's the first. That was one more. It's inside. Fantastic movement. Shots on point. Keep the streak going.
It was a matter of moments before we saw this map potentially wide open.
I'm a bit scared. Well, you should be. Just because I never fought a balloon animal before.
When Hydra joined the roster, they instantly looked like a threat in hardpoint. They go on that crazy streak. It looked like they needed some improvements in search and control, especially for Hydra and just talking numbers. And he got good, and he got good quickly. This team became well-rounded well before I thought they would.
Yeah, I mean, obviously now for them, it's to stay at that level, but how do we get better? How do we continue to challenge Atlanta FaZe, Toronto Ultra? We want to win majors. We want to win a world championship. It feels like they have their roster now. This is going to be their core 4. They are all comfortable. They know they can be one of the best teams in the world, but how do they make themselves the best?
Well, I think you nailed it because we, on our Hardpoints podcast, we talked after the first major where they got 3rd. And my biggest issue, why I thought they should change, is because I didn't think that team could win. I wasn't convinced that they could actually win an event and be a best team. Now that changes.
Bro, what did I
do
just
think
look
they
at
can.
on TikTok?
Well, I don't know, but they've got the potential to do it now with Hydra in the lineup. But let's meet their opponents. On the other side of this, we're going to have the Los Angeles Gorillas looking to fight back, try and battle into that top 8 for chance at the end of the year. Let's take a look at the roster.
Where my friends go, it was simple. When the ends low, switch the tempo. I got right, I got heart, I won't die, I'ma fight. I go down, then I strike. I go hard day and night. Money on the line, keep calling. Money on the books, need all that. My kids, they'll be ballin'. Got a real bankroll, not for Instagram. My mama on the line, keep calling. Praying for me, know I need all that. Told me it's not about ballin'. Real blessed, but I'm still sinning, man. I got right, I got heart, I won't die, I'ma fight. I go down, then I strike. I go hard day and night.
Do they stick with this core lineup? Gino, he is still there. There were some question marks whether they maybe try a different change. We saw some improvements. We saw some lapses as well, but they're sticking together. They're looking to improve with this squad. You need to do it in this stage.
I mean, listen, they had 3 Game 5s in Stage 3. They were competitive with a lot of teams. They were going the distance. They were winning more respawns. And you have a team of veterans. And they're probably all thinking, give me the land, right? I know a lot of our teams are. But what? Major 4 right around the corner. But as you said, they need a much better, early stage here. But take a look at our maps and modes. Games 1 and 2, not bad at all for Los Angeles Guerrillas. You think that's where they have to find some success if they want to really extend this series? Because 3 and 4, much better for NYSL.
Yeah, Garrison, 1 and 5 for Guerrillas. Hardpoint on Moscow, 1 and 5. Yeah, they've got to win one or both of these games. They need to, and it's not going to be easy going up against a team that was just in a grand final of a major just a couple weeks ago. If they're going to do it, if they're going to come in here and pull off what I think everyone would see as a massive upset, how does it get done?
I think it is through 1 and 2 and then getting to a Game 5. To me, that is the success of Guerrillas. It is through the search and destroy. It's what we said had to be the success for this team when they first formed. Again, you get to 3 Game 5s last stage, but you lose all 3 of them. They have to turn those into W's. They were much better in respawns. They were more competitive. But
and you've got a team that definitely you got a team that definitely put a lot of time into standoff. Like everybody, right? You mentioned how the veterans of that squad, a little bit different on the other side. I know Clay was born there, but not so much maybe for the other 3.
Yeah, 100%. Apocalypse on 2 and 3. They're a pretty solid Apocalypse team. I think one of those losses is early on in the last stage against Toronto Ultra. But NYSL, it's their map pick. They're such a strong hardpoint team. They only have 2 losses last stage, and well, those 2 losses were to Atlanta FaZe. So, we get it. But so good at this game mode. Early on, they get that flip. Start on the bad side, but it does matter. Look at Gene rocking the far.
Well, we saw Dashy make some plays with it. We'll see what Sheen is going to be able to do. Max still trying to hold. Him and Asim able to combine to take down 3 there's 5 seconds left. I say there was a kill at the front, but that's not going to matter too much. They'll just look to continue to hold. Our game field feature player on your screen for just a moment. And setup inside will be NYSL. A great flip, early control. We saw from Thieves, such a good job from the strong side at the opening. Here, the opposite. Such a good flip and hold for second.
Yeah, and we talked about really running 374Us on this map if you want to. And maybe with the way that, Sheen and Assault aren't necessarily flex players, right? They're both typically main ARs. But from Assault, I saw QBZ. From Sheen afar, maybe that is their way for making up some aggression because they don't really have a third 74U that they can pivot to.
Wasn't that an issue for that TK roster back in World War II when they ended up making a change? That was one of the struggles they had, was somebody being able to run the flex on certain maps? I don't know if memory serves, but I feel like that was one of the problems. Sheen was trying to do it.
I don't think so.
I might remember it wrong then. But I get what you're saying. They're more natural ARs.
Yeah, 100%. But back over to Asim, his point of view, going to get cut down, but NYSL in some great position. But this is what we saw last time. Now can Guerrillas respond here at the next couple of hills with the side of the map that they want to spawn on?
We'll try to bring this rally back, but Hydra patiently waiting for the teammates to respawn and look for an opening. He finds one. Traded effectively by Guerrillas, but who's in the point? It's NYSL. Looking to soak up some time. They might be able to catch one off a spawn. The last guy in is going to be Apathy and Clayster. Well, Clayster was lying in wait, and then his head got gnawed off by Apathy.
Vasily able to find that last one, and now it's a race to the other side of the map. You already have Asim in a great position inside of that back cut. On the hill, though, going to be 2 players. Gina with that far, able to connect on the 2, though. Gives them some room to work with, trying to find the wall. Bang, I like you, Gene. You see where those NYSL players spawning out. Can he find it? Get some hit markers, but still not able to take him down. They have the position they want. They just don't have the hill control. Now finally able to get it, and Gene, he's hitting.
The far is so fun to use. The thing is disgusting, but it is control now for Guerrillas. 30-second advantage or so for NYSL. I know we love listening to the comms. They can be fun, whether it's Clay gassing up Hydra or the guys just getting hyped. I want to hear them again. Let's go to an Astro listen to that NYSL.
One square. I spawned out, guys.
Careful, we're feeding streams.
Yeah, careful. Go around.
Come with me left, come on.
I got one coop. One more coop on me. Backside coop, weak. Backside coop. You guys flood. You guys just flood. Keep flooding.
We're going.
I'm waiting for you guys.
After you weak
sliding. Ready? They have a trophy. I'm about to slide. Ready?
Yeah.
It's only one. It's only one for now.
Nice.
Dude, that last guy after you was coop. He was
I'm
last
watching our
coop. You
back.
could pinch. You could
I'm
pinch.
watching our back. I'm watching.
I don't have it yet. I don't have it yet.
Tell me when you're there.
Alright, I'm here now.
This one gold. This one gold. This one gold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take P3.
Holding this tight play. I'm just.
Okay.
I need a trophy on time. Good job.
Paco, make sure you have
In the back. He's in the back. Sheen on the back, Hetty. Assault and Sheen back there. Assault that. Sheen on the back. Assault on the back. Yo, he's on top of me. Two there. One top. One in the back.
I'm going
looking up in the top. One in the back. There's two top. Two top.
One back door. One back door. One back door. One back door on you.
One more back door.
I spawned back pit. I spawned back pit.
He's top.
I have your back door. I have your back door. Last guy top. Last guy top.
He's up there. Go chase him. He's behind me. Behind me. He's gonna shoot you in the back. One more trench.
Top guy die.
Oh yeah, no. One in the back on me. Apathy dead.
Nice, Clay.
Oh,
there's two low.
I'm going to help Hill.
Are you looking over me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one low. One right now.
Let's go.
Come with me, guys. I'm already in P3. Come.
I'm coming out to heli.
Run away.
I'm watching top TV. I'm watching the beach top TV. Just wait.
One dead.
I'm trying to let that kid spawn behind his pit. Apathy behind us.
One shot on the right. One shot on me. He's back maps. Adam's
You jumped down. You jumped down on their TV. Jump down on their TV. Nice, guys.
Adam's back maps. He was back right. He might be in there.
Okay. I'm holding P1.
I spawn trench. I'm gonna help
They
you.
spawned pit on me. They spawned pit on me. One. Chain. One.
I'm on the right.
He went right.
Flash.
We spawned out.
We got time.
They're gonna get spawns.
Under coop.
We're going low.
And one low right.
Low right.
Alright, wait. You guys gotta get kills here.
I got one.
Okay.
Huge kills.
One's low right. Stay together. Stay alive. I'm gonna hop up on the ammo truck. I'll look middle.
I didn't need him under coop. I got one top.
I don't see a map.
We can hear.
I need him behind the truck.
A new one shot.
And he's low right, guys.
One shot new.
I got
Gotta
him
coordinate, guys. You guys
No,
are just going by yourself.
I'm waiting, guys.
I'm gonna come low with you.
He pushed me up P3. He's really one shot waiting.
We're here.
I'm regening.
Let's go.
Manishin weak in hill. Manishin really weak in hill.
I'm peeking back P1. I'm
He's
peeking right
punch
side.
that
One shot behind the hill, man.
I got him.
Nice, guys. There you go.
Big one in alley. Stay alive, Max. Stay alive. We're coming.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you guys stay alive. I'm gonna work front out. Could be coop then.
Give you top maps. I flashed it.
Go. I'll look broken. Go.
Okay.
I'll pop up maps. I'm hopping on maps.
Broken. Apathy. Broken.
Top
Weak.
TBT. Oh my god.
Let's go. Let's activate.
Yeah,
go.
One's back tempo. One's back tempo by the wall.
Hold on. I'm reloading. I'm gonna chop tempo.
I'm gonna go front.
Back tempo by the wall.
Back temple.
Okay. I'll play for the guy tempo for you guys. He's really weak back tempo. Back in the window. Two in the back. One's gold. One's tempo window. One guy. One's front. One's coming front.
One back rugs. Two back rugs.
We stayed in that Astro listen-in a bit longer than normal because, Joe, that is one of the better listen-ins I've ever heard in my career.
Just not, not a lot of chatter. Just very important things. You heard slow down. Now we got to make the push. You even heard there, let's activate. I don't know. It sounds like we're at a workout class, but I'm loving it. That means it's time to go. Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of something from Asim, something from Clay. Even Mac, as soon as we get into that, hey, let's take a long route. We're feeding streaks right now, guys. Let's continue to play our game. I agree. I mean, just from every single one of those players was so good to listen to. But even with that, Gorillas with a slight lead.
Yeah, that's what's funny about it. Like, it was so good to me, but yeah, they're still losing. But I'm a big fan of small talk. I always have been. And I think it's lacking sometimes. Just the little stuff like, I'm here. I'm gonna slide out. Are you over me? Yes, I'm here. Slide. Like just the back and forth between players. Like it was. I don't know. It was really fun to listen to. But they still have to try and win the map. And you did hear maybe a little frustration setting in towards the tail end of it, as they were fighting to get control. Nice shots from Assault as Hydra. Lion Prone's not going to work, but Clay, a little sneaky spot here in the corner. Just trying to collect the time. Now down only 10. And that'll be 2 down for Gorillas.
Yeah, I think you heard that frustration because there's the moments when I think they know they have to find some kills, and they just weren't trading, right? Like, that's when you had Gorillas finding the multi-kills. They knew they had a man advantage. Just even after the P5, hey, I'm spawning Apathy out. Now it's time to go. But they never found the kills they needed to really get control of the map, turn the tides in their favor. So you have to give props to Gorillas, but in terms of the comms, unreal from NYSL. Now, as we go towards this 4th hill, you have Gorillas pushing the spawns, trying to get control for P5. It's NYSL in the hill.
And there's the lead change. NYSL will go out in front. 118 to the far. Still out and about on the map, just trying to maybe find an opening, but NYSL not giving them any. They're just lying in wait. Because they're the ones in control. Apathy able to win a one-on-one. Now the pinch is going to come in. Gene able to take down one. Clay still on the point. He's getting big kills from the objective to keep this time. He's reading both sides, but 2 will flood out. Now we're the trades here. They sure are. You gets both.
Yeah, that was one of those moments where NYSL, right? Like we listened to it. Hey, we're not trading. We're not feeding streaks. Let's rotate. Gorillas do the same thing. NYSL can't win on this hill, but on the rotation where they had the man advantage, Gorillas getting shut down. And well, Clay with a heads-up nade, able to get some damage in. So now it's just Assault all by his lonesome. And what we heard, hey, stay alive. This has to be one of those positions where Assault does that, finds the 74U. He's at least able to find one, but they have to go. Gorillas. Only 10 more seconds for NYSL to close this map 1 out.
Well, I was saying they're in a pretty good spot in the point, but they both drop. Both players in the point get hit. Fantastic lethals out of NYSL to clear them out. Now finding all the kills around the point as they come off of spawn. I can test for a moment, but the break and closeout is in NYSL. They take the map. And man, that was fun to listen to the comms a little bit longer than normal.
Yeah, I think because we saw that there was a trophy down, but I think both Gorillas players got pushed up in the hill. So I think the nades, they put them on the wall, NYSL, and I think they both connected onto the players who were trying to get pushed up into a corner. You're forcing NYSL to slide on in because there was a trophy there.
I just looked at the replay from my stream. I don't know if anybody's here.
The
Gorillas,
actually,
like,
positioning
active,
wasn't there. They were just trying to buy enough time, but NYSL with a nice rotation
I don't know why.
4-5 gives them that map 1 victory.
Yeah, they remain very, very good in hard point. They bring it back, and yeah, I mean, I was just looking at the minimap, and I saw the 2 players in, and 2 players really close to rotate over. I'm like, all right, they can bring this back. We're gonna have a nail-biting finish, but then the nades, the nades ruin any setup that Gorillas had. Joe, anything pop off the screen stats-wise?
I mean, Mac really having a good game, plus 10 out of him on the opposite side. Silly Assault, not the best map 1 out of the vets, but again, a very close map 1. They only lose by 55 points to essentially the best hardpoint team in the game.
Okay, well now for Gorillas, you have to win this map 2. The series looks good for you, or better. In the beginning, you lose the map 1. You got to do it. You got to get it done in the search and destroy, but it's a celebration from NYSL after the map 1 win. We've got search up after the quick break.
This is the game of basketball. Poetry in motion. Legend burned into imagination. This game takes everything you give and gives back even more. This is a singular moment becoming a blueprint. Selflessness recognized. The fight of a lifetime. It breaks hearts, bends minds, and drops jaws. That's bigger than basketball. That's game.
Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network. Download now.
The Call of Duty League is presented by the US Army. What's your warrior? The new Code Battle Dog Pack is free for military service members and veterans, courtesy of USAA. Scan the QR code or visit callofdutyleague.com/USAA to redeem.
We're back and getting prepped for a search and destroy. We're going to be heading to Miami. I think what we both consider a must-win map now for LAG if they're going to have a chance of pushing this the distance. Keys to victory up from Game Field. Talk me through Gorillas, Joe.
Well, S&D's got to be better. 4-6 in stage 3. They were competitive in the respawns. Look at this, 6-6 in hardpoint, 3-4 in control. I know that's nothing to brag about or crazy, but what that means is they were competitive enough to get that to a game 5, and we saw that. They got to 3 of them. They just lost 3 in a row. 1 or 2 of those turned into wins. They're only 20 points back of the AC. And Assault, you need him to play well. He had a really good stage 3. That map 1, not what I was looking for.
Yeah, and I think you're spot on. Yeah, with breaking this down and what maybe they can do. The search and destroy. Well, we get to the game 2 now. You've got to win it. You got to find a way to make this a competitive series, and it's tough because you're going against a better team. You are right now. It's going to be a big upset. They can get it done, but now game fuel keys to victory on the NYSL side.
Well, control has to be a huge focus for this team. If they want to be a complete team, that is where they can be better. 2-7 in stage 3. Continue to improve in S&D with this new roster, right? I know it got better, but they're still 8th in S&D defensive rounds, so there's still some things to work on. They can expand that map pool and stay strong on hardpoint. I think that, you know, we always talk about focus on weaker parts of the game, but when that happens, we've seen teams lose their strengths a little bit. And, well, we saw on that map 1, they're still a very good hardpoint team. So throughout the stage, I want to see them still be one of the better hardpoint teams that we've seen. I think they will be. But, you know, when you put so much focus elsewhere, that, you know, that can drop off at times.
Yeah, and I said at the beginning, I was surprised how, you know, quick they became a well-rounded team. But, yeah, I guess I'm off on the sense it's, you know, 4 out of 5 they are. But that control really isn't great yet. And from what we've seen from any of our winners of these majors, whether it was Ultra or FaZe, the control has been very, very good, right?
Yeah, I mean, they lost in the grand final. They lost 2 controls to Atlanta FaZe. I think 2 hard points, or 2 S&Ds and 1 hard point. Against the best teams, you're not always going to guarantee that you win 2 hard points. We even saw in the winners final, they split the hard points. What happens? They win both search and destroys. They win that game 5. That's how they get to the grand final.
Yeah, and I think you nailed it. I think against lesser opponents or teams they should beat, yeah, the hard point it can carry them through more than likely. But yeah, it's when the battle gets a little bit tougher. That's not always going to be the case. You're gonna end up splitting them probably more often than not, especially, you know, each team gets a pick, right? But right to the search, Gorillas desperately needing a victory here. See if they can open things off on the right foot with an offensive round victory.
Look at this round. Look at this defense from NYSL. This is so fast through B. It's a 4-man B hit. You have 2 players lower dock side. They're just hoping that they do not commit fast to A, and they have not. You have 2 players just sitting outside. Going to be Apathy and Assault waiting for this flank.
And that's one thing that we've seen teams struggle with against LAG sometimes. Like, they like to slow it down, right? Play with so much patience. How can you try and counter that? They decide they're going to hit it. They do go 1 for 1, so we'll be into a 3 versus 3, but the information comes in for LAG, and they're going to get quickly over to this A site. Should be
well, they know a couple of players are there. They just don't know how many.
Yeah,
they haven't cleared A, right? So they had to take their time to clear A. You finally get the bomb down. But Assault is on an island and at least finds 1, and this is huge. The fact that he's able to get away with his life. He's already wasted 10 seconds off of that clock just by doing this, and they have to hunt him down. Silly, though, does get taken down, and that's huge. So now it's a 1v2 for Cheen. I thought Silly would just be backed by Cheen, but he's not. He gets a little bit pushed up and gets caught.
Cheen puts it to a 1 versus 1. Just trying to get the read on where it's coming from. Mac, the advantage. As he gets the call out as his teammate drops, and Mac able to take it, close it out. Yeah, that went from what, a 3v2 for Gorillas, down to a 2v1 for Subliners, and then ultimately into the 1v1, but Mac makes it look easy.
Yeah, I just think that's a huge mistake for me. I mean, Assault is basically by himself. You're trying to save him here, so you're trying to be the lifeguard, but you don't need to be. You want him to just sort of waste the time like he was doing. Going for that save costed them the round. Right, you can just hold that staircase heady right next to A. You would force NYSL to push you, have Cheen watch over you. Instead, you leave Cheen in a 1v2.
Yeah, you think it's one of those situations where a teammate's like, I need help, and you see to be like, no.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's got to know his position there. Like, that's it.
But I bet that's what happened. He's probably getting call-outs from Assault, and he's like, I'll help. But he gets caught. The team ends up taking down both as he is 3-1. An incredible first round out of him, and the clutch by Mac. I mean, pretty similar from what we saw from Gorillas on offense, just looking for an opening.
Well, what if teams got a lot better at on this map is really working the middle of the map on offense. how spread the defense can be towards that B side, that can be an opening. If Assault gets a bad timing, rotating back and forth, and he's actually getting a bad timing, maybe helping his teammate out towards A. Does he reposition Gene? At least able to find one. But NYSL take that all day, but 28 seconds left, and can come down to this clock at times. A Seam able to get across, somehow still alive and put some shots in, and Clay able to catch one on the rotation.
Nice snap there by Clay. Comes down to Assault. They still gonna plant the bomb, but not gonna matter. The final player falls. 2-0 now to NYSL. I heard you get excited about a Seam. He's had a hot start.
Well, I mean, that was just ridiculous shots, right? I thought he was dead for sure. I thought all he was doing was trying to slide to that box, force some shots out, and then have a player challenge. But he ended up like sliding and hitting some bullets, almost winning that gunfight. That forces Assault to back down. That opens up that bomb site. And then Clay, just a great job on the 2 players rotating from B.
We'll see if Guerrillas changed anything this time through on offense. Yeah, well, instantly. It's not going to be as passive this time. Looks like it's going to be a quick B hit. And look at the minimap for NYSL. Once again, flooding through B. It is going to be a mess here around the point. Clay with the first blood. Silly, though, gets through and gets both. An awkward fight for a Seam with the melees in. He's 6-1 on 3 in a row. The action halts for a moment.
I don't know if in like VOD review or they're just trying something, but I'm digging it. They're like, all right, go ahead and plan A. We'll just retake it, and maybe that's what NYSL is trying to do. Not give up this B plant. Force them to go towards A and take middle of the map for them. But early on in this round, as you said, Silly's able to find 2, makes it a 2v2, and now they have to work something.
Nice shots.
That's a little work right there.
Seam, though, he has been frying, and he gets in behind 1 versus 1 again. 7-1. 4 kill streak. Can he make it 5? I love it. Little drop shot. Can't snap in time. Good play from Assault to get LAG on the board. Yeah, that's traded. If that's traded, yeah, that round's probably over.
But it wasn't. And then in the 2v2, Assault's able to find those picks.
Oh. What, the Assault carry and the Asim carry so far, they account for a large portion of their team's kills. And you got more of a default kind of 2-on-1 or 2-2 split out of LAG. So you'll have numbers here if you're NYSL. How quickly can you rotate? Or the
Ooh, shit.
You know, Silly has had some incredible plays from that back dumpster. He gets to that position, turns into a superhero.
You see a Seam right there. Like, basically, from his point of view, he's just calling out the trophies. He might be pinging them for his teammates just to let them know. But with Engineer on, doesn't want to shoot quite yet. Trying to get the trophy, the objective. Silly, he oversteps.
Well, even superheroes have weaknesses, Joe.
Yeah, this is bullets to the head.
Yeah. I think most people's weakness. They've got the 3v2. They use the numbers. Now, Sheen and App are going to come, and App, I thought I was going to say a little bit ahead, but he's able to get a pick and get out. Puts it into a 2v2 now. They're going to flood through the backside together. Hydra just gets his head whisked right off. Mac already clutched the 1v1, trying to clutch up in a 1v2. Not going to happen. It's the 2v3 retake for Sheen and App to bring us all square.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it seems hoping to get out, but, you know, him getting caught there, not a huge deal. You still get the bomb down in a power position, right? I mean, how many times have we seen ridiculous rounds out of the player just defending the site from low docks? But Guerrillas, as soon as they have an idea where they're going to go, they reposition, and Sheen with some beautiful shots. Hydra's just shouldering that back and forth, trying to get the information. He knows the push could be coming from the flank, and then Mac just, well, he ends up getting caught in that 1v2.
Yeah, maybe you both just get to that back dock.
Yeah, honestly.
It seems like unkillable, but yeah, I think he was probably just trying to play a little bit of a different position, but like, that was just too easy for Sheen. I mean, it's nice shots, but it's so hard to rip somebody off that, well, especially when there's multiple. Looks aggressive. Out of a seam. Yeah, he gets tagged up and then finished. So he was trying to get to the boat. Not going to happen. I've got the early numbers. If you're Gorillas, okay, Sheen is not missing. What is this?
Well, and I saw some, I think it was Zero was tweeting about it with like map 1, like Assault using the QBZ. He's crazy with the Krig buff that just came in on these servers. Him not using a Krig is insane.
Well,
and,
yeah,
there you see an idea why.
Well, it was the headshot multiplier has always been, but like, it was bullet velocity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised to see it buff too. It looks really good. But now, Mac last alive, I think for the 3rd time. This is the toughest situation he's had. Wins a 1-on-1, loses a 1v2. Now he needs the kills and the defuse. Maybe a sneaky ninja in the 1v3. None of that's going to happen. 3 straight round wins for Gorillas.
That just starts with that first blood, though, right? Because then Clay has to rotate over, then Sheen's able to find him. But teams have gotten much better because that boat position has become so powerful for defensive teams, right? As soon as you get to it, you have someone watch over him, his back, bar cross. He can see the entire middle of the map. He can even pick someone who's pushing up towards the front of B. It's almost impossible to deal with, but we've seen teams with nades, with tacticals, even right there, just right off the start of the round, not allowing a team get to that spot. A nice job by Gorillas.
Well, apparently they're also not allowing a team to move. I'm a little worried there's an issue.
Okay.
Well, we saw on the 3rd person cam for a second there, he wasn't moving. And now his arrow is still in the same spot. Oh, there he goes. Okay, maybe he ran to the bathroom. I have no idea. I was so worried that there was a problem, but he's moving again. All right. Now we'll see how that changes things if he's a little behind the setup.
It's offense on Miami. You always take your time. It's always a last-second plan.
Good point. You don't need the first 10 seconds.
But Sheen is at this spot, though. That might have changed things if maybe they had the ability to deal with him. But I think with that, you see the call, it's kind of like, all right, we have to just go towards B.
Yeah, that's the one guy you really want to have playing right now. Is he's got 7 kills. Granted, he had those through like the first 3 rounds. Struggled since then, and Silly back to his sweet spot this time. Able to find the opener. Clay, gone. Asim, gone. Hydra, bye-bye. Mac, again, last alive. They're just making it tougher. 1v1, then a 1v2, then a 1v3, now 1v4. He's going through the cycle of being all by himself on Miami.
He's trying to just get better with his survival instincts, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's... I was hoping Asim said, I think I'm good now, so...
Yeah, maybe it was just a controller issue, or who knows, something.
Who knows?
Yeah, I got my or skipped a beat when I saw like he just wasn't moving when everyone else ran away. I was like, oh dear God.
Well, I just didn't know one of those things where like, I don't know, obviously the positions where you could just get like stuck sometimes. I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, yeah,
you slide and you get like stuck on the map. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been tough, but well, it didn't really matter. They got to the spot and Gorillas were able to hold. Hydra a rough start at 1 and 5. And really balanced on the other side. It was all Assault early. The rest of the team picking it up, and well, they won 4 straight as a result. Can you answer back? Now's the time to do it if you're NYSL. They don't have that 4-man aggressive stack towards B, a little bit more towards the default setup, and Gorillas, they're all here at B, ready to pounce.
Yeah, when is Clay going to come over? Maybe with those trophies coming down. Now he's going to start his rotation. Mac trying to watch across the bomb. He's just going to deal with the trophy.
I don't think Silly meant to mantle there. I thought Mac was going to get a freebie.
And they're just trying to nade him. Oh, but there's another trophy. This is the one from up top blocking those. I think it is. Just trying to deal with Silly so they have the man advantage, but he played his life for so long.
Yeah, I mean, there's 15 seconds off the bomb already.
Oh,
seeing that timing
so well.
Ooh, that is painful.
One more second. Yeah. Okay.
Mac hits his shots. Assault gonna get dropped. Apathy left alone. Nice little drop shot from App. 1v2. 13 seconds to go. He's got a streak. He's got a streak. That'll close the round. Good luck. Bang! It hits. All right, when did he get that? 7 in a row from App. 5 in a row. for the team. I thought NYSL were bringing it back, but not against Papa App.
Well, he's just been in that position time and time again, just playing top purple, just waiting for the push. The plane comes in, he gets a free kill. The artillery able to land. He knows that they have to hop the defuse, and if he gets one, it's probably the round, able to clutch it out. And now he's on 9 in a row because he found the final kill.
Well, at one point, it was like Assault had, when I brought up he was carrying, he had like 5, and I think one teammate had 2 and one had 1 or something like that. And then, yeah, I mentioned they were all bringing it back. I just didn't know Apathy hadn't died since I said that.
That's crazy too, because the team, if he holds that angle for 1 more second, App doesn't get those streaks, they probably win that round.
So that ends up being what, if he gets 2 before the time runs out, that's an insane ace. Yeah, from lucky timing to killing all 4 and getting streaks, just what a moment that was. But onto the bomb, go NYSL. No answer for Gorilla since the opening round. Peekaboo, here he comes, snap back, Silly. Making the plays, Hydra all alone. That's a nasty gunfight win, but simply too many players there. And we said this was a must win for Gorillas. Well, they get the W. They tie it up 1-1.
Yeah, able to win those rounds out. Some good plays from all the individuals. Don't know what was going on, but hopefully they get that figured out. But I mean, for Gorillas, you know, they needed to win a search and destroy. That's where they had to get better and stay competitive in these matches. But now
all
you
right,
go to
Green. I don't know if you're still in the stream or not, man. I'm gonna take a shower real fast, so I'm gonna keep it on. I'm gonna take a shower real fast. I'll be right back.
On those maps.
Yeah, again, why we put so much emphasis on the beginning of this series. They at least go 1-1, but now, yeah, you've got one of your worst maps. You're gonna have to take. We'll see if they can do it. But look at the stats quickly on the 6-2 victory for LAG. Apathy, so he was 1-4. Wait, it says highest streak 8. Did it say 9 in game, or I just make that up? Oh, maybe it was 8. Okay,
I'm
so he was
sure it was 9. No, it was 9.
I thought it showed 9.
Yeah,
so
9.
He was 0-4 or 1-4, and he ends up 9-4. I mean, he took over.
Yeah, he really did. Some great plays from him. Just great patience from the Gorillas. Winning offenses, winning defenses when they need to. For NYSL, just got to bounce back now. Some things to work on, but that's what you have group stage matches for, right? The positions that they've been in.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the U.S. Army tactical play. It's going to be that crazy round from Apathy, and I said it was over because unless it was Attach, who famously ran through an artillery, I didn't see how the guy on the bomb was going to survive that. Like, it's just, he put it right on the bomb, and you see him there trying to hit it. But this is the timing. So Seam is holding this. Great read. Look at this timing. Oh, that makes you sick.
Yeah, just 1 more second, right? He's waiting for the pinch. Maybe someone's going to hop over that wall through middle of the map, and if he holds that, the round is done. Because Mac hit some beautiful beams, just ridiculous. And then when Clay goes for this kill on that quick trade, that's the round. And well, the artillery comes in. Hydra's looking for him, and App's like, nope, I'm right here. Unreal stuff from Papa App.
Yeah, I did remember. It took me a second to realize it was the ace because I was blown away he had the streak to begin with, but we had to call that in. I was like, what? What a play from Apathy. Unbelievable stuff. They win 6 straight rounds. LAG now on the board. We'll see if they can take the control, take command of this series after the break.
This game takes everything you give and gives back even more. This is a singular moment becoming a blueprint. Selflessness recognized. The fight of a lifetime. That's bigger than basketball. That's game.
Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network.
me.
Get off my back. I'm on it.
My blade seeks vengeance. Blade on! Please, help me find Olga.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Zenni, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming.
Welcome back to the Game Fuel Marquee match. We get ready for a control, and before we get into it, we're going to talk a little bit about Hydra and the impact he has had on this team. He has been sensational. We're just going to take a look at kind of before and after for him and what he's been able to do, and then chat a little bit about the control, because as much as we were talking about later in the series being worse for the Guerrillas, as you said, control is not the best for NYSL either.
Yeah, and I think for Hydra and what we probably want to see, what NYSL probably wants to see is consistency, right? You know, throughout stage 3, you get a great stage out of him, phenomenal stage, but you can obviously see the difference he made immediately with Hydra's. Well, I mean, 13-2 in Hardpoint, 8-6 in Search and Destroy, but control is the one place they have to work on. But yeah, I mean, for us, it's always about like how consistent can he be? Can he be a superstar?
Well, and yeah, for Hydra and the team, I guess for you and I, control had to have been a big spot of focus coming into this stage. It just had to have been for this team. I know this is just going to be, I know you can't take a lot from one match, but I guess I want to see some improvements, even though it's not against a strong control team. Like, this is one I feel like they should dominate if they've really been prepping and working on their control game.
Yeah, and they're going to try and see, obviously, throughout matches, what maps they're best on, you know, where they can really look at. But here you see, the big thing is they're slaying just overall in that game mode. So they step it up a notch, or what do they need to change maybe to make slaying a little bit easier for some of their main slayers on this squad? Whatever that may be, whatever system they have to set up. Yeah, they know it, because like we said, if you look at Atlanta FaZe Stage 1 and Stage 3, Toronto Ultra Stage 2, especially throughout the major, they dominated in search and control. NYSL have to know that.
Yeah, it has to be a huge point of focus is play, just some breathing exercises to get prepped and ready for this map 3. Not the best search. Hopefully Asim has whatever issues he was working through solved. And we'll have a thrilling control. Yeah, I don't know how you focus to make this slaying easier, right? Like, the opening break's huge, you know, positioning's everything, but it's just weird how talented they are to see, you know, I guess in Hardpoint, how amazing their slaying is, why it dips off so bad in control.
Well, and I think too, just like how quickly they react to things on Hardpoint. How can they get to that point in control?
That's true, yeah.
Because, you know, there are a lot of those scenarios of, okay, kills here, what happens, right? How do we want to react? And with how complex a game mode like Hardpoint can be and how good they've been at it, when can they build that system inside this game mode?
Yeah, because you hear the comms, they're so good, right? That's such a huge thing in any mode. You think it would set them up for success in something like Control, but it is a good opener. They're looking for the 4th and final player. They might go 4 for 1. Silly dancing a bit there to at least take down one before he drops, but solid start from NYSL.
Yeah,
who did we see them destroy here? Was it Mutineers? I casted them on this one. They were just lights out.
Don't remember.
Who they play first or second back at the major? I think it was Mutineers, and they just annihilated them here. Like, they won the opening break and then just didn't take the foot off the gas.
That sounds familiar. It sounds like you're right.
I'm looking it up because I believe it was, and I was blown away. It was just, they were so good.
Yeah, but so far so good. And as I say, I thought Silly did a pretty good job at least buying time, maybe for his teammates to get out of spawn. He ends up getting traded, and now 20 seconds left. They're down 5 in lives, but that's not really the key here. The key here is the time. The map. Why are we stopped shooting at these guys? I don't know what's going on, but Asim and Hydra just like stopped there. Thought they had some freebies. It gets a little bit messy, and now Gorilla's on the point.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was the Mutineer smash. Just they 3-0'd him so fast here. But Sheen, everything's hitting the hip fire included. Or sorry, assault. And he catches Hydra before he can get across. You're still looking for your first bit of progress. They've had one person on it, Sheen, throughout the course of this, but you've at least got some players in a forward position now for your Gorillas.
And you know, what do you want to do here if you're NYSL? You have teams like Ultra, when a position like this is given up, they just sort of go into their standard defense at A, but NYSL, they find the pace in the middle of the map. You get the players off the point, and that is that first defensive round. Favorite of NYSL, it's just right off the start, right? I mean, just to break all the map control Gorillas, just have to fight out of that spawn.
Yeah, that's really what stuck with me from that Mutineers match. Well, really in the Search, because they won the Search 6-0, and they won this 3-0, and they just seemed so well prepped, right? Like, the breaks were incredible here. Whether it was offense or defense, they were so good. They seemed to be a step ahead at all times, as they leave Apathy with a goose egg after a round. We'll see if they can continue it here. Good start. Can they do it on the other side of things? And what's going to be their plan of attack? They are just sending it.
Oh, so they're trying to go towards A. They're trying to all just to get top green control. Trying off different breaks, different strategies. Sometimes only one player will play towards that A site on defense, and it puts a lot of pressure on them, because if you get out towards A, right, then there's a rotation throughout the middle of the map. The defense, do we want to give up middle of the map? Do you want to go back towards A? Let's just leave up to the spawn player. That pauses the clock, gives the offensive team some time to work with, but Gorillas, similar to what we saw from round 1 out of NYSL, locking things down right now.
Yeah, I mean, they had a clear plan of attack, just unfortunately there were 2 players there. They get smoked. Now, how do they get back to it? Gorillas, I mean, it's such a good start, but look how much faster it feels like NYSL are back into mid-map, back onto an objective. Placers
well, they
picking
get 4
people
dead with no trades. That's really it. As I was talking,
too fast.
3 players died. Yeah.
Just so quick. You know, the whole thing there, right? Like, you get those great kills at the start. You should have some luxury, some time to milk off the clock and pin them back, but it didn't.
I'm gonna get aggressive here. Sheen's able to find 2, so they're thinking we can retake B. Right, there's only 1 player on it. Do they want to try and contest one last second? Apathy's gonna get aggressive. The contest is in. He's gonna get on the point, so they are going for it right now. Silly is also there to help with him, and all right, now they gotta back down. 2 players down, but this is where that rotation over, right? You have no one set up. Number 5, Chin, is the first one there, and they're already out on the point.
And that is an example of where you get caught. Yes, you send it, you try to make that last second desperation play, and one of 2 things usually happens. You clutch up, you take more time off the clock, or this, where everybody dies, they get the point, and seconds later, the second objective is done. And that's an example of a gamble that just does not pay off.
And I think this is those 2 kills, and then they decide to go. And they just end up getting caught. And what they could do here instead of going for this is you could leave Mac on the point, and you could take top tank control. You can continue to control the middle of the map and keep them spawned in, even if they get beat. But they go for the risk to try to contest that, and that turns into them dying, trying to get a little bit aggressive, which opens up A for NYSL.
And that's just control in general, not just here, right? Like, we've seen it on Raid, wherever. Like, you try to make the play for the first point, next thing you know, the round's over. It happens so fast. Apathy, dude, this is not his game right now, unfortunately. He was the hero of map 2, but he has 1 kill through 2 rounds. That's brutal.
That's not good.
No, that is brutal.
His teammates are getting kills, though, so if they get some progress at B very early on, you have 2 players on it. That's going to be Silly and Assault. Already 2 takes done. Well, now NYSL, do they want to go for this? It looks like they might. It seems kind of pointing with this. They have top green control. He's going to be done, but this is what I mean. They're just playing for the middle of the map now. So even though there's 2 minutes on the clock, they can still play for this spawn trap and keep Gorillas all the way back here.
Yep. I mean, basically doing exactly what you were talking about. And there's 2 minutes to go, though. You do have 1 extra life here if you're Gorillas. Not much of an advantage, obviously. And, well, I just wonder, you know, if they close this out 3-0 and you saw the match versus Mutineers, I mean, you could feel happy, I guess, if you're a Subliners fan. Maybe they found a control they like, but then if that starts to get banned, what's going to be the other one where they can improve? Because they haven't really won many controls.
Oh, I think Garrison's a good focal point for them because I think, Atlanta FaZe, they veto checkmate control almost every single time. Ultra, you don't want to play them on raid, right? So this is that map where you can certainly guarantee you're probably going to play Atlanta FaZe and Toronto Ultra. And those are the 2 teams right now that we think they are going to compete with.
And that, I just have a follow-up question to that. And, you know, your experience as a pro, is that sort of all of your focus? Not really about necessarily even your team overall, but just you think of the top dogs. Who are we going to have to go through if we're going to win? And you prep around that?
I mean, yeah, I mean, not all the time. Obviously, you're thinking about your overall game plan.
Hey,
but
what's up, Chief?
I think for a group
Fall
stage
asleep
match,
like a little bitch on me and then snoring in the goddamn mic. I see how it is.
What do we need to get good at? Yeah, you are looking at the future of those matchups for sure.
Okay. I figured. I mean, that's who you think you're going to have to beat to win a tournament. What maps can we get good at that help us with that?
Right now.
Yeah,
they're pretty good at search. I'll give them that, because, but that's also because of the fact that subliners really aren't that good at search.
Because that's exactly what they were doing.
Yep, yeah, 100%. There's 30 seconds remaining. Gorillas, they've got to get A, or it's going to be a 3-0 in this map. We'll head to a hard point. Subliners, so far so good. This is probably going to be the final push. That hit Hydra in the teeth. Oh my God, and is that going to be the opening? It's a baseball right to the face, but it's played through on the flank. Clay gets 2. Last guy is Cheen. I thought he was dead, but he wins it. But can he win another? Because now it's Hydra's turn. They're sprinting in. Can they get there in time?
Yeah,
5 seconds to go.
Motherfucker, I heard you going.
Can somebody touch it? Not gonna happen.
I heard it on the fucking phone. I had it on speaker. My man did that. I was snoring. Yeah, okay.
For maybe another finals run.
Yeah, and I think that for them, it was maybe whatever was happening with his team in map 2, maybe a little bit frustrating. You saw Clay before this kind of meditating and just refocusing on.
All right, give me a second. I'm almost done, y'all. I wasn't finishing getting ready, so give me like a couple more minutes. I just gotta put some gel in my hair, grab my keys, like shoes, everything else in between. I'll be right back. Give me a few minutes.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not sure who is more frustrating too, the player dealing with the issues or the teammates listening to the player deal with the issues. I have issues all the time. I'm not sure it's more pissed, me or you sometimes when we're playing. But they get the win. They take it 3-0 through the first 2 rounds. I mean, just beautiful starts. And then the one where they, we're up against it a little bit, they answer so fast, right? Like they don't get pinned. They don't allow a massive life advantage to go the way of Gorillas. It looks really solid all around there on Garrison.
Yeah, able to win both their defensive rounds. But you see, as you said, just not the best map for Apathy. NYSL side, I mean, just so even across the board. Nice teamwork out of them.
Well, it's got to be. I mean, I'm sure these go hand in hand. Like, for the most part, the breaks were good for subliners. The power positions to subliners. I mean, Apathy was just sprinting into fights, right? Like, they didn't have control for most of that map. If you're a player like Apathy, what are you supposed to do? It's not possible to get kills. And yes, you can do better than that 1-11 start, but it's not easy, especially against a team of NYSL's caliber. Now, they go up 2-1, looking to close it out in the hard point. We head to Moscow off the big NYSL win. We'll be back after a quick break.
We've come a long way. paid our dues, measured by the scoreboard and valued by social currency. We traveled to cities while representing ours, gone from one team to the next, to the next. We've taken the battlefield as brothers, as friends, as champions, as kings. We didn't come to play esports, we came to define it.
You don't wanna see me with no limits. Rise to another level, dream to the finish with a team independent, yeah. We moving like a steamroller, really extreme with it, feel me kinda mean with it. Keep on top of the mission, squad keep it authentic. Give the haters some distance. We about to change the child of me, we about to change your vision. If you moving with us, better keep it tuned and handle business. Handle business. The rise will be televised. Are you ready for the rise? Are you ready for the rise? Are you ready for the rise? The rise will be televised. Are you ready for the rise? Are you ready for the rise? Are you ready for the rise? The rise will be televised.
Silly hold the line. What a start. Assault. Wow. 1-2. Woo-hoo-hoo. Give it to him. Oh! Non-stop, dude. They've got nowhere to run. Now the victory lap. Oh, no. The New York Subliners. This is basically a brand new roster for the Subliners. All things have changed. And here we go. Clay once again comes up clutch. He is the true veteran. Diamond Con, keeping this run going.
Asim has really been having himself a hell of a series.
Mac hopping up in the feed. Shout out to Mac, that was a killer two-piece. And a fantastic end to the round there for New York.
We are back with the Game Fuel marquee match. NYSL up 2-1 after a convincing win. In the control now, well, one of the best hardpoint teams in the game looked to close it out. And who was great in that map one? It was Mac. 25 and 15, nearly 2 minutes in the hardpoint.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been incredible for this team. I know a lot of attention's been on Hydra, Clay right behind him, but Mac, you know, when he moved in that flex role, just got better and better and better. He just seems to be so comfortable now. The player that they were expecting him to be, right? Obviously, they picked him up last year, instantly improves the squad this year. A little bit different with his roles, but now gets back to where he's comfortable.
Yeah, doing his thing. It's going to be tough. You know, you've got the flashy players or loud players on the other side. He's just doing his thing on the roster. But Sheen, yeah, one of the lone bright spots really in that map one. He had the far out. We saw some nice plays, nice wall bangs from him, but they couldn't quite get it done. Sheen has been solid, but the big thing is, yeah, well, I guess there's a lot of things that LAG needs to work on right now, but the control, they really haven't found one that, well, they haven't found two that work for them. One that's just going to get banned every time. They haven't found like a second that they can consistently play well on.
Yeah, and I think for Gorillas, like you see his stats there, him and Assault were great last stage. I think we're just like you're trying to find maybe a little bit more is between the two subs, and it's not necessarily in the hardpoint. Like I said, they were 6-6 in hardpoint last stage. Competitive with teams, 50-50. But where Apathy and Silly really struggled was in Search and Destroy and Control. I mean, in Search, Apathy and Silly had right around a 0.85. In Control, it was right around a 0.8, 0.85 or so. So that's where that sub-duo really needs to come together. But Hardpoint, they've been really solid as a squad ever since Change joined.
Yeah, I mean, the 50-50 is probably not that big of a deal. They can just get that one lockdown mode and make Control, well, it'd probably be Search, right? Make Control just okay. Like, Hardpoint and Control are both 50-50 and they're a good Search team. They'll be able to upset just about anyone. But can they get to that?
Well, speaking of Hardpoint being around 50-50, they need this one to get us to that Game 5.
See what they can do off this opening break. Tacticals out everywhere on both teams. Then we'll wait the jump to come in. That They look to be good, but it's Mac through on a flank, and the flank will pay off. Last guy, Apathy, at top Eskies, and he's going to back up after a nice nade in from Mac. Once the call out comes in, another nice opening out of NYSL.
Yeah, and someone on Gorillas was watching. I think they get really bad timing witty on the flank, and it's obviously difficulty for Gorillas because what is NYSL thinking? We have the good side. We're not going to make the first push. We'll just contest this and wait for you to come to us. So at least that's what they're probably thinking. Someone's watching the flank. They look away for a second. Boom, Mac able to find the opening. That gives them a very clean break. But Gorillas fight on back. 10 seconds left. Rotation, NYSL controlling it. But Silly trying to find some kills before this next hill pops.
I'm curious, how much of a prep thing is that? The sense of, as a player, they have a timing in their head of when that flank's going to come.
You two are old men, I swear. You guys aren't even probably in the stream anymore, but you're old men.
Like, how much
falling asleep? Come on now.
A lot, big one? Yeah, a big one for sure.
Yeah,
but the spawns, nobody played safe.
Oh no, they all are gonna pop up. Surprise, the spawn is in for Gorillas. Can NYSL scrape out of this? Asim doing his best to do it as he takes down 2. But nobody deep, and Gorillas now in the point. What could have been a massive lead for NYSL, not going to be the case.
Yes, I mean, we've seen that a couple of times, right? It's a little bit different with that bottom police spawn because it's behind the structure. Sometimes just with your line of sight, you can block spawns. Sometimes they can be open, and that is one where you want someone, at least top police or bottom, playing a little bit safety. That doesn't happen for NYSL. They get a little aggressive. They get caught. Are they on the rotation, finding those kills? It's a 2v2 though right now. Hydra and Mac should come on top, and they do. And now they have a great idea with Asim's position, top escalators, where Gorillas are pushing from.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried that was gonna, at first domino with the spawn at second, that was gonna get out of hand because 2 spawn back. If they lose that, things start to unravel. But they now get a semblance of control, and they're set up nicely.
I'm here, little man. Do you call me little man?
The kill and the information that Silly's tucked away. So he's like,
well, I'm probably
about
as big as you. What you mean?
Beautiful stuff there from NYSL.
And just finding the information of, all right, where are they spawning? Right? Where's that first push going to come from? A little aggressive towards the middle of the map, but now Asim, our gate field feature player, locking things down. He's right around double positive. Has had a great series so far. His teammates are rotating. He's almost on 5 in a row, but he's up to 10 and 5 in this game.
Gorillas, they're on the outside looking in. When it comes to chance and getting top 8, they need points and they need them bad. They were, getting to map 5 after map 5. When you think of last stage, can they do it again here? Unfortunately, they're going up against one of the more dominant hardpoint teams in the game, and they push them to the brink. Let's go to an Astro listen-in. Los Angeles Gorillas.
Cross.
Trying to make sure they're not flipping on us.
Office. Hey, Hydra.
I've your cut.
Alright, bus and cut. Nice, bus, Hydra. Bus Hydra hurt. He's in the right door, standing, and he should be dead. Over. No trophy. It's a Mason. One shot.
Absolutely.
Cut out. Laying down.
No, he's off his window.
You're 6'6". I'm 6', like, I'm almost 6'3". So you ain't that much bigger, motherfucker.
He might be hit me. He's straight. Coming, Justin.
I'm just skinny. I'm a little over 6'2", and I'm like 165. I'm just skinny.
He might push through.
I need to put more beer weight on, as my dad says.
No one street, Clay. I got them both.
Nice. I'm watching T2.
Hallway in Eskies last 2.
Eski. Still there. He's in the middle of Eskies. He ran back up, I think. Need trophy or good?
Hey,
we need one.
Street on me. Fuck, I couldn't still have
Globe now. I gotta push up.
Max globe. Outer globe. He's
top. I'm dead from ticket. He's red. Yellow tree. Iron Hill. I don't see him. I'm coming straight. Try to stay up. I'm coming through the hole.
Eskies dead.
Jump.
I need ticket. Oh, he's killed the left. He hit low left. He's going back to ticket.
Him dead.
Going back to ticket side. He's laying down.
He's up laying down. Yep. I can't see him.
Sean, you.
I'm dead.
Okay, you.
Low pot now.
She has one straight. Low pot dead. He has a trophy. He's their side low plat.
Hey, at least my mods are big guys, okay? Cheapy's I think 6'4", you're 6'6", I'm 6'2", I think Stewie's 6 foot. I don't know what written is though. We got some big boys on my community. Let's go.
times. 3 times. I'm sliding across.
Top cop as well. Yo, plow
in the tree. Top cop in the tree.
Plow one yellow for sure. He's still mid.
Top cop in the tree. One shot. Top cop. Absolute max.
Oh, I thought for a second there they might have the opening, but Mac just taking off heads. This time they play it deep, but is it going to matter? There's a fighter on the hard point. Nobody going to be in. Sheen able to get the final kill and try to get some time. But the rest of NYSL still soaring on forward. The only person rotating as of now is Apathy. And where you had what last map? Apathy couldn't get rolling. Kind of Silly's been in that same boat this game. I think it's 7 and 15 right now, but you end up getting the final bit of time if you're NYSL. Now we'll focus on the rotation. We'll be up just.
Nah, Chief's actually pretty tall.
No, I feel like
Chief,
really
Chief, I think he's like 6'3", 6'4".
Even when they had Vivid on the roster, it just
tall.
felt like Vivid and App were taking turns as a sub. Like, just one wasn't playing the best, but one was doing pretty solid. And you've kind of had the same thing here at times with Apathy and Silly. Not sure exactly what it is, but no, you never want that. You never want someone to always have a bad map. But on that rotation, pretty darn good. That's going to be 4 dead. That is clean from the Gorillas.
Well, it's like the opposite. Just to hate to use them on the opposite side of it. It's like the opposite thing with FaZe. It's like who's gonna pop off, right? Like when you watch the finals run, Sully would have that map. He was crazy. Then it was R-Cities. Then it's a BC. Then it's Simp. Like has some pop off. Here it's just like who's gonna not pop off? Who's gonna struggle? Yeah. It does feel like that sometimes, which is not the issue you want to have. And I know it's difficult for everyone to have a big game, but there's a difference between big game and double, triple negative.
100%, but it was looking like NYSL were controlling this rotation and getting that scrap time. But Gorillas do a really good job rotating through. They had 3 players on the street, but Hydra making sure they have bus control, bank control, and now here comes the NYSL push. Dilly nice trying to stay down, but his trophies are gone, and when your trophies are gone, that means nades are going to hit, and Mac repositions, and with this, they have a crossfire set up towards the front of the hill.
You showed how, he's kind of been their guy in well control, but just in general, how much he's been picking it up, and man, he's doing it here. He had a great game 1 hard point, now 21 and 14. Not much of a lead right now for NYSL. Gorillas have played them very, very tough. And they keep doing it and close it out down the stretch. But 5 in a row for Hydra. I thought it was maybe number 6, but nice shots from Sheen.
The last 2 players just going to rotate on over.
I know, right?
The team's position.
If I had a 6'2" KD, bro, I'd fucking lose my mind.
Maybe trying to flip the spawns for first. Plays locking down the street. You don't have anyone on the hill right now. But they're just trying to find the kills. I think the team's finally going to rotate on down. The spawns come behind. I don't think NYSL is going to be ready for this. Okay, I lied. Of course they are.
Yeah, nobody back there. As soon as the spawns were coming in, you just saw them instantly snap back. And well, that's where it comes down to really communication. And the one thing we didn't talk about after the listen-in is like the listen-in was great. We talked about the small talk, and one thing that they were so good about was just calling out spawns. Like it was impeccable. Really, where they wanted to funnel them, where they were popping up, where they needed to hit. It was a treat to listen to. I'm sure it was similar there.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Okay, we have 3-4 dead. Like we've seen this in scrimmages before, or in matches. Like they could spawn behind us. We don't have anyone all the way back there.
Ooh.
As Hydra able to connect with that nade and find 2. 2 players do go down though. This will allow Gorillas at least some breathing room to put pressure on the second hill. But as soon as I say that, Clay from the bus and the globe will lock this down. Now Gorillas have to go through the front.
Yeah, this is now you're in an awkward spot, right? Like they're over the 200-point mark. You want to break, but if you don't get it with this first break, do you send it again because they're going to be so close to winning? Do you go ahead and rotate? Because they're what? They can close it out unless there's a contest. You still have to contest at least a little bit here, but soon you're going to have to make a choice. Because if you give it up and rotate, I mean, they're going to get so close to victory if they don't just close it out right now. And they might just close it out right now.
Seem popping off 28 and 15. I mean, yeah, I mean, the slaying has really stepped up the second half of this game.
I thought the decision was going to be hard. It's not, because they have to go. It's not hard at all because they don't get in, they lose. It's a flawless hold to close it out. I thought it was going to come down to this difficult decision of rotating. No, they just lock it down. What a
Bro, they don't even look
NYSL.
happy about that
You
win,
were
no
saying there
bullshit.
that the Slaying picked up. Yeah,
They
I
don't
mean, I
even
feel like
look
every
happy
POV
about it.
we walked to or went to was getting like 2 or 3 kills. Like every time we hopped around.
And I think at one point, like Apid and Silly, they were right around the same number, like 11 and 13 and like, I don't know, 15 through 18. I think they both finished like 15 and 25 and 11 and 25. So I don't think they got a kill for some time. And, well, that turns into NYSL, still doing their thing, winning both hard points, a convincing win for them.
And you look good. You look good in the control. I think there's a lot to feel really good about if you're an NYSL fan. It's just, I don't know. We're not always right, obviously, as commentators or analysts, in knowing what a team's ceiling is, or if they're going to get better, or if they need to make a change. I mean, sometimes people are throwing darts. It's a guessing game, but it really, really feels like this team has so much potential to get better. I can't wait to watch them over the next couple of months, man.
I mean, I think it's just like when you're listening to them, they have a system, they understand the game so well. Maybe if there was a couple more one-off series where a player was popping off, but throughout this year, they have all been so darn good. Like, they really have. So I think we kind of know their ceiling. Like, they are going to be a top 3, top 4 team from here on out.
Yeah. Well, look at that game from Asim, 29 and 15, and sometimes you feel for the guy because he has, the new guy on the street, the flashy new car. It's Hydra, who's been a beast, but Asim, the reminder, he can get it done. Look at that. 5,000 damage. Absolutely incredible map. And yeah, I mean, what was it? 25 and 15 from Hydra. Yeah, when both of your subs are, you're going plus 25. Good luck to the competition.
And that's plus 11, right? So
yeah.
We're going to take a look at our scuff play of the game. It will be Hydra closing out this map number 4. But I mean, yeah, it was so, I mean, look at this, right? It's 150
All right, man. I'm gonna head off.
Look at the score. That's what I mean. It was 11 and 18.
I've got I'm going to the fair. Like something pretty big with the city that I live in right now. So it doesn't happen often. So they're kind of really hyping it up, and we're gonna go check it out. So me and the family are gonna go down there. But I'll be live tomorrow if you want to get some games in, same time, normal time. So just let me know. Appreciate you being here, man, for most of the time, honestly. I don't know who else was in the stream. We had somebody else in the stream for a minute, so I appreciate you. I don't know who it is. But I'll be live tomorrow, and then we'll probably do a little bit of CDL watching after I get back from the errands that I got to run from 2 to 3. So hopefully around like 3:34. But beyond that, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Hope you guys enjoy your Saturday, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.